58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
El consumo blanco ario del norte está acercándonos a la extinción de la humanidad. Entonces, los problemas políticos y de inestabilidad de nuestros países crecerán, crisis climática que será respondida por el norte como en Palestina. No los van a invitar, no les van a permitir la entrada, ametrallarán y usarán campos de concentración.
That brings me to what Trump is now vowing over the weekend. And this should be known so you understand what we get from Trump tomorrow night at the debate might not be this extreme. He might even run right away from this. But to his base, with that programming, he is campaigning on what he says he will do, that he will order officials to go past what I just showed you the law is, that he will do, quote, bloody border enforcement, that he will have people, quote, killed immediately for returning to the U.S. border.
Getting them out will be a bloody story. Should have never been allowed to come into our country. If you come back, you will be executed, you will be killed immediately. Not going to be easy, but we'll do it.
Estamos aquí, oye, que estamos aquí. Mírame, estamos aquí. Desde hace rato, cuando ustedes llegaron, ya estaban las huellas de nuestros zapatos. Se robaron hasta la comida de gato y todavía se están lamiendo el plato. Bien encabronados con estos ingratos. Hoy le doy duro a los tambores hasta que me acusen de maltrato. Si no entiendes el dato, pues te lo tiro en cumbia, bossa nova, tango o vallenato. A lo Calaboy y bambú, bien frontú, con sangre caliente como Timbuktu. Estamos dentro del menú. Tupac se llama Tupac por Tupac Amaru del Perú. América no es solo USA, papá. Esto es desde Tierra del Fuego hasta Canadá. Hay que ser bien bruto, bien hueco. Es como decir que África es solo Marruecos. Estos canallas se les olvidó que el calendario que usan se lo inventaron los mayas con la Valdivia precolombina. Desde hace tiempo, este continente camina, pero ni con toda la marina pueden sacar de la vitrina la peste campesina. Esto va para el capataz de la empresa. El machete no es solo para cortar caña, también es para cortar cabeza.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. 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 Te muerde, te muerde.
Los paramilitares, las guerrillas, los hijos del conflicto, las pandillas, las listas negras, los falsos positivos, los periodistas asesinados, los desaparecidos, los narcogobiernos, todos los que robaron, los que se manifiestan y los que se olvidaron, las persecuciones, los golpes de estado, el país en quiebra, los exiliados, el peso devaluado, el tráfico de droga, los carteles, las invasiones, los emigrantes sin papeles, 5 presidentes en 11 días, disparo a quemarropa por parte de la policía, más de 100 años de tortura, la nova trova cantando en plena dictadura, somos la sangre que sopla la presión atmosférica. Gambino, mi hermano, esto sí es América.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerte. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerte. 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 Te muerte, te muerte.
Yo, comentando, ¿qué dicen? Sí, ¿qué cuentan? Ya, escúchame, ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaz es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se nos muestran. Pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta, pánico en el público y manejarás el prestapal. Político en vez de patrullas se vende camilla para un hospital, como si esa mierda de tombo no diera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el otro sobrino pero bueno de un primo hermano pariente papá. Que esa nostalgia no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémicas belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo falso, culos, vasos de cerveza. Pele cáncer pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa pesa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador, grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá, la palabra es cruda. A tu educación mi camino se afloja la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya saben cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que trate la fruna, no una pura canción de aventura. Así no censura, emite basura, no les conviene que sepan verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, pues no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía si algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, robo, violaciones, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, pues no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía si algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una bebé que poco invierte
al vecindario.
Sirven como fieles feligreses, a oscuro intereses, mienten todo el día, crean solo estupideces. La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que todo pueblo merece. A cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación, con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor que nos dejó ese dictador. Cortina de humo es su mejor función, para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo, pues miró hoy como venderte el culo de Sharon Stone, cagándose en tu derecho a la objetiva información. El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún legado, de seguro es el patrón de ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve en un show. Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propaganda basura que te ofrece la TV. Pues será mejor que se autoeduque, pues my friend, porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta las 100.
Hay violaciones, extorsiones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía si algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que estaban en la banda y si algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. CPF.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
All right, bro. All right. Hold on a second. I am going to show you something tonight. I should have done this class yesterday, to be honest with you, but I did not have time. Matter of fact, I'm going to be like this. I moved my camera around a little bit, so forgive me. You won't get to see this awesome face of mine. Might just throw that shit in there. Hey, what up, bro? What up? What up? What up? Julio Cervantes. Oh, praises, brother. Thank you. This is MESHIACHA Chronicles, or MESHIACHA Chronicles, I should say that. It means anointed. In case you fools don't know. Anyways, what you're looking at right now. Well, first of all, I was telling y'all that I was going to do a little series about some shit, right? So I think I'm going to take this route. History and storytelling. I'm not going to go the format that I expect to go once I get this really going. But I just want to introduce y'all to when you see this channel and you see history and storytelling, I'm going to bring a lot of book shit out, right? And everything else, like MESHIACHA Chronicles, whatever, right? You're going to see me go seminar type of style. You know what I'm saying? You that are familiar with this channel, you should know what I'm talking about. Which I think what I'm going to do is try to limit these book shows, like Chicloso likes to call them still. I'm pretty sure he still does. Anyways, you know what I mean? So like 30 minutes, 45. So just want to give you guys a heads up, all right? So when you see this shit right here, you know that that's going to kind of be a concept of reading. Now, I don't know which book this is right here, to be honest with you. I really don't, okay? But I'm going to read this. So today, we're going to talk about particularly three things, okay? The crackalackers right now that are going on, literally being as fucking racist as you practically can be. So today, forgive me if I sound fucking racist, specifically towards crackalacker white people. You know what I'm saying? Just letting you know right now. Because we're going to hear and see and listen to some shit. Because you want to know something? I mean, it's obvious, bro. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, I don't have a problem with nationalities per se, but I have a problem with a particular type of group that actually thinks a certain way, right? Now, I know that sometimes you have this particular group that tends to be Anglo-WASP, WASP meaning the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant type, they could be fucking racist to everybody. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right. So we're gonna listen to them shit today. Now, I do want my Boricua Taino brothers to maybe listen in a little bit, because I think what's going on is, before, when I first came to this country, I don't think you guys understood the wrath that you were about to get, because you're a U.S. citizen. You were talking shit to us too, right? Let's just be real. But now the tables are turned. You ain't the whitey no more, brothers. You're just like me, a fucking beaner, spicking wet bag. Take that in pride, and I say that with love. You know what I mean? Because now I know who I am, and I know who you guys are. It's just a matter of time before you start figuring that out. You know what I'm saying? This channel, I already know. Yeah, YouTube is meant to limit the people that see this channel. Subscribers, by the way, I want to give you a warning. If you subscribe to this place, YouTube will unsubscribe you. YouTube will unsubscribe you. And you want to block me, YouTube, for saying that, well, then you're going against your own will. I'm just saying, because then we can take it a little bit further. Anyways, enough of my talking. I got something to say, and I got something to show you. So let's start it with this right here, okay? First of all, here's the book called, well, not a book called, but it's chapter 7. And I wanted to start with this because it's really important of how far this fucking hate goes. Excuse me if I'm a little bit aggressive tonight. But, eventually, I think as I go further into the videos, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna see what I'm talking about. The nerve of these people. You see, what's going on right now, family, is you're starting to hear once again the concept of eugenics. Superiority, not based on so-called intellect, not whether you are dark skin or light skin. No. It's about eugenics now, once again. Okay? So here we see the Spaniards, it says, the sea to the shining sea. These Spaniards, Mexicans, are the meanest looking race of people I ever saw. Don't appear more civilized than our Indian generally. Dirty, filthy looking creatures. Captain Lumiel Ford, 1835. What are we hearing today? Let's continue. That the Indian race of Mexico must recede before us. Do you understand what that means? Must recede, minimize. It's quite as certain as that it is the destiny of our own Indians. And quite frankly, Waddy Thompson Jr., you don't fucked up, because the reality is that white people are not producing anymore. You guys are negative now. So this concept of receding, yeah, that's your wishful thinking. I know you got a lot of hate for us, but the fact is that that's really what's going on. That's just a side point, but let's continue. Captain Lemuel Ford of the 1st Dragons, United States Army, made the above observation in his diary, referring to the Comancheros, Mexican traders in northern Mexico who traded and intermarried primarily with Comanches on the plain. Waddy Thompson Jr. served as a U.S. diplomat to Mexico. You see what I'm saying? Is this funny or not? That the Indian race of Mexico must recede before us. Waddy Thompson, by the way. And who is Waddy Thompson? Waddy Thompson Jr. happens to be served as a U.S. diplomat to Mexico from 1842 to 1844. Hey, wake the hell up, people. Here, let me take this off because I'm going to go full screen on y'all today. It says, Waddy Thompson Jr., Army officers like Ford and diplomats like Thompson were not exceptional in their racist views. Indian hating and white supremacy were part of parcel of democracy and freedom. Let me remind you that there was black people that were considered white at this time that sided with this shit. Oh, wait, hold up. What up, brother? Hey, shit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Hold on a second. I like that, man. That's good. I ain't lying. I was going to give you a call today. Matter of fact, if you like, here, jump on real quick, because I do want to go on the live like today. If you want to jump on, I just want to share something with you. or I can talk if you're too busy. I was gonna call you because remember I told you about that, the system and shit, right? So I was like, man, I wonder if he checked the pricing so I could, get that shit over there to him, right? Because I told another brother, BTC, about your thoughts and shit, and how you're trying to get that podcast going. So it's a good thing, bro. That's a good thing that you're actually like white folks like to say manifesting that shit. You're going through it. You're following through with that. That's good stuff. Anyway, so I get you busy. It's all good. So let's continue, man. It's good to see you here. It says the populace. Oh wait, hold on. Before I forget, because I do that, I acknowledge it, but in my mind, I kind of keep going, and then I don't realize that I'm also sharing stuff with other people, so I have to bring that up too, right? Oh, here we go, bro. Here we go. Here you go. Hold up. Hey, what up, bro? What up, man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
You know what I mean, bro? Just trying to do this thing right here too, real quick.
Yeah, I seen you were supposed to go live the other day and you didn't go live, and then you said you're going. I was like, because I seen it today and it said you're gonna go live next week. So I was like, oh, he's gonna go live next week.
Yeah, you know what though? That's the thing about me, bro. Like, since I'm not obligated or subjected or objective or subjected to anything, I'll just do it when I want to do it.
That's why I was stripping out because you were live. I was like, oh shit, he's live.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be flying at 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes, bro, like when I first started the channel, I would start at 3 a.m.
No kidding.
Yeah, well, because when we have a chance, we'll chop it up more. You know what I mean? But there's something I heard a certain time about 2 years ago, and I couldn't sleep for like 4 days. So I was pumping like mad videos. Like in 4 days, I think like I did like 7 or 8. You know what I mean? And it was when a lot of stuff was starting to kind of be revealed. So I don't want to sound like, oh my God, I had this spirit dealing with me. I don't want to sound like that. You know what I mean? But it was one of those moments where I was just waking up real early and doing random classes in like random times,
Like, to me, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing, because when you say about like the spirit and stuff, because when you think about it, you do have a feeling that comes over you, and you just see doors opening.
Yeah.
Maybe some people will get it. Maybe some won't. I don't know.
Well, the purpose of today was because, as we mentioned it, every 4 years, the whole concept of raza being the fucking punching bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was noticing just certain things. I follow politics, but I'm not involved in it. Like, I don't vote, none of that. I don't believe that, right? And a comment was made over the weekend, and several comments have been made lately, but this weekend it was like as blunt as it could be, as obvious as you need it to be, as racist as racist meaning is. And you know what, man? I felt compelled to do it today, or no later than today or tomorrow, because, like, bro, look, man, there are people that have proof that they've been in the northern part of America for longer than these white fucking crackers, bro. Try to sound that way. It's racist sons of bitches and shit.
Yep.
For them to talk like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a crazy thing.
And let me just say this real quick, and this is why it bothers me, and I'll make it real quick. It's because I can imagine if that was to happen, to support, deportation. I can see families being torn apart. I can hear them. I can hear the kids crying. There are people, bro. What the fuck am I supposed to think? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of these people don't feel no humanity towards anybody else but their way. And then when I look at like the system they created, it wasn't meant for us to strive in. It was just for us to fall in line.
In no way, shape, or form was it meant for us indigenous, I'll say it like that, to succeed. And here's why I'll say it. Here's how I know. Because on a material level or on a spiritual level, right? Or us that really do yearn for that type of life, right?
Yeah.
I know that when our sisters or even our brothers, a lot of times brothers can kind of get out of that world. But for the most part, when our sisters get involved in promiscuousness, drugs, or alcohol, unlike those other nations that could be lawyers, attorneys, judges, presidents, vice presidents, all kinds of wicked shit, successful musicians and all that, when it's our sisters, they get destroyed. They get destroyed, bro. So as you can see that our spirit is just different.
Well, I've noticed like the only time they pay attention to us is when we're in a boxing ring and we're punching each other.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like let's say a bunch of indigenous people came from a different continent right now to America, and they did everything the colonizers and the Spaniards did. What would they be considered?
Savages. Terrorists.
Savage terrorists, right?
Right.
So that's what I look at it like. Like if we did that, because they say Americas were freedom of religion and all this stuff. But what customs did we get to keep back in those days? Like none of our customs we have to this day. It's all Spaniard culture that we made our own.
Hey, let me say something about that, because I think even within that statement, right? I think the other nations are forgetting. I think they're forgetting that they're collateral damage. I think they're forgetting that the reality is that these elitists that make these decisions for you, like so-called followers, they're in it for themselves. They're not in it to really help the entire people. They just know that there's certain people now that if you overcome them, something occurs. Because, like, man, I'll even say it like this. Even the Bible talks about this, that when certain people like are in rulership, the trees, the plants, all of these natural elements, they express happiness, so to speak. I don't remember the scripture, man, and I know that in our so-called understanding of nativo history, right?
Yeah.
There's such a talk like that. So-called mother nature. Very similar. And
well, that you say that, it's funny because like we had more of appreciation for everything. Nothing went to waste. Like you're saying about Mother Earth and plants and things of those, like we had a more deeper appreciation.
Yeah, the writer I had mentioned before, Valera, he had assumed that we were not, or what did he say? He said something to the effect that he thought that we were out of the Chaldean stock because we worship so-called worship water and air and like earth and trees and the sun and the moon. They did not understand that we were giving thanks for that. Simply. Because it's really just thanks.
And that's what I didn't understand. Like you're saying, like they made it seem like we were savages, but we were so appreciative of everything that was going around us.
Yo, check it. This is, man, I'm glad you said that, because look, this is why I brought this up, and this is why I started with this page and another page. Since you're on, let me read this real quick so the family can understand. It says here on the second paragraph. Let's see what you get out of this. The populist poet of Jacksonian democracy, Walt Whitman, sang the song of manhood and Anglo-American super race that had been steeled, meaning as in metal, through empire. As an enthusiastic supporter of the U.S. war against Mexico in 1846, prior to taking over the entire section, Whitman proposed the stationing of 60,000 troops in Mexico in order to establish a regimen change there, whose efficiency and permanency shall be guaranteed by the United States. This will bring our enterprise, open the way for manufacturers, commerce into which the immense dead capital of the country, Mexico, will find its way. Whitman explicitly grounded his prescription in racism. The nigger, like the Injun, will be eliminated. It is the law of the races. History, a superior race, so to speak. Since that time, and we're hearing the same talk right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what's so interesting? I thought about this the other day. in order for them to gain the, or at least through the courts, I should say, in 1823, there was a guy named something Marshall, a judge, I believe, and he approved the concept of the doctrine of discovery. So America in 1823 used religion to justify the takeover of land. Did you know that?
No.
That's the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine gave them religious authority to take over the rest of the land in 1848. Because I think a judge named Marshall or somebody named Marshall, I'll look it up, but I don't really want to go through that right now because I'm kind of thinking in my thought, right?
Yeah.
Gentleman here was the one that kind of executed that process. So by them, through the courts saying, yeah, it's a legitimate case, the verdict is, I guess, on their end, on their side. Well, guess what happened? Now we have the Monroe Doctrine. So if you really think about it, can somebody go to court and sue this country, so-called company, for that reason? Right, because it's based on a religious concept. But yet this country, don't they say that it's church and not state? And at the same time, didn't the Christians or Catholics, what did they say? They really pushed against that? At least my understanding.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing about it is, like you're saying, could you sue? You probably could. But knowing them, they're going to be like statutes of limitation and it's grandfathered in, or they're going to give you a million different reasons.
Well, you know what, bro? I don't know if they could be possibly capable of that. You know, hold on. Let me. Okay, now that I read that, let me read this other page because I don't want to make people wait. As we're talking, might as well talk about it. You have time, man. Stick around. So we'll talk about it as we go. This is from page 12 out of a book 36. This page is 44, actually. American Antiquarian Society. This is what it reads on the bottom. Not on the page. 3 decades later, the Reverend Robert Gray, which remember that, articulated the same persistent sentiment. The Indians in Virginia, he advised his readers, are worse than those beasts which are of most wild, savage in nature. This is not a couple years ago. This is, you know what I mean? It doesn't stop. Such notion of Indian monstrosity in character and habits, rather than in form, were spurred by frequent and exaggerated accounts of the New World cannibalism. Now, the reason why I'm going this route is because I'm going to show you something. To Europeans, cannibalism was an ipso facto monstrous. If Indians were cannibals, I should say, Indians were monsters. This logic, hold on, combined with the suspicion that Indians were too cruel to be human, while turning a blind eye to their own form of cruelty, encouraged Europeans to resort to almost distinctive to the monster paradigm during peaks of animosity against American natives. So again, they're still painting the picture that we're savages. We're the aggressive ones, okay? Remember this. As you read this, they're the receivers. Samuel Purka, whatever, Kerglyman, and younger Hakluyt, successor as England's principal literary propagandist, proclaiming the aftermath of the Powhatan uprising in 1622. Remember that year too, by the way, that the Indians of Virginia had little of humanite but shape, and were most brutish than the beasts they hunt. In the Thors of New England's worst Indian war, a colonial poet dubbed the enemy monsters sharp, monsters shaped, face like men. The Reverend Cotton Mather variously described the same native as Indian dragons, horrid cannibals, devils incarnate, and the most beastly, bloody things that ever wore the shape of men. Let me remind you that at this time, this was prior to Partus Equitur Ventrum, and people like to say that law was predominantly focused towards Negros, and it wasn't. It was towards our native sisters. And at this time, we know that so-called Africans most of them at this time were either considered not slave, but a servant. A lot of times, and at that time especially, a slave was considered what they called a indentured servant. We were not considered indentured servants. Indentured servants. I just want to clear this up. So I'm going back this far back, brother, because you see 1622, the same fucking talk as today. Has it changed at all?
I don't think so.
It gets even more interesting. So I wanted to show that to y'all. Now I'm gonna put us on mute real quick because I want to show this video. And now I played it earlier, right? And I had told brothers that this is the type of stuff that if you study, right? Because like I told you, remember one advice I gave you. What was, if you don't mind sharing, or if you don't want to share it, it's okay. But what was one of the main advices I gave you, bro, when you're with your podcast?
When we're talking,
Yeah.
Keep going and study and read everything.
That's it. Read, right? Read. Because when you're well read, you can't be fooled. And at the same time, if you're sincere with yourself, when you're well read, you can't fool yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't lie to yourself if you're sincere. You're looking at this information, you're like, oh shit, man. Like, as much as because me myself, when I first approached this, I guess there was a time where I was trying to debunk it because I didn't want to believe it, sort of in a way. But the more I read, the more I was proving myself wrong. It's kind of a good approach, to be honest. Check this out. I had shared this before, and this is a president from Colombia. I think almost a year ago they had I don't know how you say it, matutina or something like that, like a gathering of Latin countries, their leaders, trying to figure out what they need to do to fix the problem of the drug trafficking. What this guy's saying in a nutshell is he's saying that the problem, which I don't think we will, but if we don't fix the problem, what's going to end up happening is this migration of people, the exodus of leaving our country, right? Our countrymen, so to speak. It's going to be a time where, because what is being very clear, bro, and I think we're kind of being ignorant about it, a lot of people in this country, but the epidemic of drug abuse is no fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like, I think people are really ignoring that shit.
Yeah, it's bad for everybody.
That's all. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's bad for everybody now. Before they used to target just us, but now it's everybody.
Yeah, but what I mean is they're hiding the importance of what really the epidemic is by blaming us. But in reality, bro, it's like this. Okay, so it's basically, if I take their logic, so they're blaming us because supposedly like Raza gives them the drugs, right?
Yeah.
I take their logic and I don't know how to finance my credit. That means that it's the creditor's fault, like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, for then giving me credit, right? Because you know what I mean? I don't know how to manage my shit. And I'm in debt now. It's their fault. I mean, if you really take their logic, right? It's Raza's fault that they're getting drugged. How is that your fault? How is that our fault? Nobody forces that in your mouth. I remember back in the day, they used to tell us, what's that thing called? There was a commercial that this white guy would, he's in a kitchen, really small, and they really made it visual, like reminded you that's your kitchen. Because it was a small kitchen, a little stove, white with the little black, you know what I mean, grills. Puts a black pan, cracks an egg, and he says, that's your brain. Fries the egg, that's your brain on drugs. Any questions? That's all they told us. And say no. Now they're saying it's an epidemic. We have to save their lives. I guess it didn't matter then, right? So check this out. Let me play this real quick. Unless you want to say something before I play it.
No, go.
Check it out. I'm gonna be quiet now.
acercándonos a la extinción de la humanidad. El consumo blanco ario del norte está acercándonos a la extinción de la humanidad. Entonces, los problemas políticos y de inestabilidad de nuestros países crecerán. Crisis climática que será respondida por el norte como en Palestina. No los van a invitar, no les van a permitir la entrada, ametrallarán y usarán campos de concentración.
That brings me to what Trump is now vowing over the weekend. And this should be known so you understand what we get from Trump tomorrow night at the debate might not be this extreme. He might even run right away from this, but to his base, with that programming, he is campaigning on what he says he will do, that he will order officials to go past what I just showed you the law is, that he will do, quote, bloody border enforcement, that he will have people, quote, killed immediately for returning to the U.S. border.
Getting them out will be a bloody story. Should have never been allowed to come into our country. If you come back, you will be executed. You will be killed immediately. Not going to be easy, but we'll do it.
Yeah, we have by the way a Pablo Lopez here who supports Trump. He says, "Jesus is Lord." Hey, Pablo, you want to hit the link? Show me how Jesus is Lord. Bring me your little cracker white boy, Jesus of yours. And I'll remind you of how he's not no God whatsoever. Because that shit is a joke. By the way, prove to me where in the Bible you guys are supposed to celebrate Christmas. Because I'll show you where it says you're not supposed to. And prove to me in the Bible where it says you're supposed to actually resell the book to regurgitate bullshit. Because it actually says don't add or take away, but yet your cracker Trump adds to the Bible. Pablo, you want to hit the link? Since you're so brave. Oh, by the way, they don't like to do that here. Anyways, I wanted to share that because that's not a joke, man. Like when you think about that concept, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you disconnected, brother. Let me keep going. Yeah, you disconnected. It's all good. Is that you? Okay, cool. Yeah, you disconnected. It's all good. So now check this out. Hold on a second here. You there, bro? Hello? Let me see. Hold on a second. Oh, you're not there. I can't. Yeah, you're having a hard time connecting. Okay, so check this out, family. Try to log back in, bro, or link in, all right? Let me play it.
And even taken the stage at Madison Square Garden. But let's go to a few of the Nazi highlights so far before we get to the main event. Take it away.
All right, heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. I'm just kidding, that's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun, we carved watermelons together. It was awesome. It's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
It's really wild to watch a comedian.
Jesus is Lord, huh, Pablo? Really, huh? How the hell do you find this white Jesus in there and shit? When the hell did Jesus, or this white Jesus of yours, talk about oppressing other Christians? Because as far as I know, most of these so-called illegal immigrants, Pablo, dumbass, are actual Catholics, Christians like you, who believe in Jesus, our Lord. Or is it just because you kind of want to like side on the gringo shit? You tired of being raza? You got tired of the racism towards you? Is that what it was?
I don't know if you guys know this, but
this is fun. This is to you. This is okay. This shit is this right here is okay. This is Christianity to you, family. This is what I'm telling you. This is Christianity for these dumbasses right here. He says Jesus is Lord. Trump 2024. Let's listen into this stupid shit.
It's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Kamala's gross incompetence disqualifies her from being president. Everyone knows she is a very low IQ individual.
It's going to be pretty hard to look at us and say, you know what? Kamala Harris, she got 85 million votes because she's just so impressive. As the first Samoan, Malaysian, low IQ, she's...
So now, let me remind you, that now Samoans, Malaysians, Islanders, now you guys are fucking dumb too. Hey, listen, you know what's so funny, family? The moment I attacked White Jesus, like 5 people left to chant the live. You guys are funny. Prove to me that he's in the Bible. The dumbs, the verses, 1 minute read, Papo Bull, 18 June. Yeah, that one too. Hey, what up, bro? Oh, hold on. I forgot to. No, my bad. I don't do that. That one. What up, man? What up? Good to have you here, bro. Julio, what's up, bro? I don't know if I did that or not. I think I did. But if I didn't, man, here goes. No, this guy right here, this is what he gets.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
Which puto?
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
Pablo, you really got some huevos, bro. Hit the link. Come talk to us about Donald Trump. I'll debate you a little bit about politics. You think I don't know, but I do. I don't vote like your dumbass. They don't care about you.
She's a fake, a fraud. She's a pretender. Her and her pimp handlers will destroy our country. Kamala.
So now a so-called dark-skinned person is just a hoe. She's just a hoe. Because, you know what I mean? She's black or Samoan or Islander or Indian. Isn't his vice president's wife from India too? From Malaya or some shit over there?
Has imported criminal migrants from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world.
I want you to remember all of this stuff because I'm going to show you something very interesting. And I want to remind Pablo wannabe Escobar here licking the nuts of Ryan Little Pussy Garcia over here. I want to remind him too about his gringo-licious, gods. Because that's what happens here, family. People like him, they glorify people like that. So I'm going to remind you guys about what these people did when they got here. Yeah, something they hide from people like you. You know what I mean? Because they kind of call us savage and shit, and like we were cannibals, right? Remember that word cannibals, right? Okay, sounds good. Hey, by the way, when you post your name up here, we can get a little history about you too, Pablo.
She is the devil, whoever screamed that out. She is the Antichrist. President Trump, in what he has experienced, knows that Jesus Christ is king.
I don't see no stinking Nazis in here. I don't see no stinking domestic terrorists in here.
Out of character for me to speak at a Nazi rally. I was just in Israel, but I took the gig. She is some sick bastard, that Hillary Clinton, huh? What a sick son of a bitch. The whole fucking party, a bunch of...
Hey, who picks on an old woman? For real, who picks on an old woman? Ah, Hillary Clinton, that fucking bitch. Like, bro, you realize she's like 70? She's old. Who picks on an old woman? Pope Nicholas V issued the Papal Bull Dooms Adversa in June of 1452. It authorized Alfonso V of Portugal to reduce any Saracen Muslim and pagans and any other unbelievers to perpetual slavery. Yep. Let's continue.
Degenerates, low-lives, Jew haters, and low-lives.
You have to tell Kamala Harris that you've done a terrible job. Kamala, you're fired. Get out. Get out.
That's the rhetoric, they call it. All right, so I'm going to play this real quick, and while it's playing, I'm not going to pause it because I actually have to use the restroom real quick. But you know what I mean? It's still, it's the same talk. Family, look, I told you before. Something's going on over there. Something's going on over here. This guy said this. Well, anyways, I'll let her speak. Give me some time to take care of my little ways real quick. All right, let's go.
Palestinians are taught to kill us at 2 years old.
You heard this old bag of bones speaking, right? Because sometimes I look at people and I think they are such treasures because you just want to bury them. Yahmor. So he's saying that Palestinians, and especially 2 years old Palestinians, or generally Palestinians, they want to kill Americans. Because que se te seque la lengua cada vez que quieras hablar. Every accusation, it's a confession. I can't be the only one losing it here. This is a speech for the elections from this old potato. Can you imagine they're manufacturing consent to kill children? Palestinians, they don't want your swamp of a country. They just want to live free in their land without occupation, apartheid, and genocide, and with your bombs. This human version of a headache. It's screaming like an impregnated goose on the stage, and I'm sure he has the carrot up his spine because for sure Mossad or AIPAC, they have images of him, ungodly images of him or whatever, and he's screaming at you that 2 years old Palestinians want to kill you. And I see Susan back there that for sure she doesn't know any kind of geography or where Palestine is. I'm sure she thinks Philadelphia and her country, it's a cheese. Cheering for it. Cheering for it. Of course, all this while all the bombs from America are raining on the children of Gaza. Raining. And don't tell me you didn't see it, because you see it. And you're cheering for it, and with your tax dollars, and you're killing kids every day, and you think Palestinians or any person in the world wants your swamp of country. This is a textbook of racism and hate speech. And it's on your elections, this is the competition of who has.
You know that whole story about in Revelation? You know what I'm saying? And even the Messiah, which you quoted earlier, by the way, he says that if you love the world, you ain't of the Most High. But you love the world because you think Trump's going to save your brown ass. But I digress.
Has a bigger leash from the Zionists who licks more Israeli boots. Yeah, take the American flag and wipe it off. And all of you there behind cheering, oh, for what? Because, dear Americans, you really have to take care of your eyes, because those are the only balls you have left. Because you have the boots of Israel on your neck. You're so laughable and disgusting. This is what represents you. And for you, old potato speaking, I'm gonna tell you something. One day, that one day will come, and you will search for sympathy. And you know where you can find it? In the dictionary, between shit and syphilis. Trust me. You're such a disgusting swamp of country. I cannot pronounce an animal because I don't want to insult any animal. This is what represents you. Genocide, murder, and your speech to win elections. Like, imagine everything about making America great is who has a bigger allegiance to a foreign entity.
Hey, that's Jesus for you, Pablo. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You really got lost in the sauce, bro. Pablo loved Donald Trump. Look at him. You bleach your hair orange like him too and shit? You look like an elote? We're almost done on this.
You're laughable. You're disgusting. And may God pay you to the last breath.
He won't. He won't. So remember, give me a second here. Let's see, hold up. Yeah, matter of fact, let me move on from that. All right. Y'all love yourself so much, huh? You love yourself so much, and you motherfuckers don't even know your own history. Well, today is the day that I want to remind you of the cannibalism and the reality of what you guys can become. You know, the other book I read the other day was talking about how can you claim certain people to be heathens when everybody has done similar heathenish shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to remind you guys, family, you know what I teach in this class. So I'm going to just assume that this is just white people, okay? I'm just going to assume that it's just white people. So for now, I'm just going to assume that. Y'all know what I mean. It's called the starving time. The starving time. Crackety cracks. You want to hate so much? You want to hate my people so much? Show me that this isn't part of your history. How uncivilized, undisciplined, and fucking lazy you guys were. Because you see, the starving times didn't happen because there was a famine and, unexpected occurrences, happened. And I'm going to show y'all how when you first showed up here, you fucking heathen, we were treating you good. But then what you ended up doing was you started taking land and you stole a certain young lady, which kind of started the issues in that area, in that region right there. And the way that we prove it is by showing you books, historical books, not bullshit, not 2017 crap or 2021 or videos. No, I'm going to show you from a book confirming that they did this shit. And we're going to read back a couple pages and find out how did it all happen? Well, you stole one of our sisters, you damn heathen, you fucking pedophile. Because that's in your bloodline, Mr. White Man. That's in your bloodline. What do you want me to tell you? Greeks did it, Romans did it. I mean, bro, yeah, you guys like to do that. You guys like to do that. You like to groom young men. Do you not see the Roman pictures and the Greek pictures with his bearded bastards and then young looking individuals? Well, those weren't females, you fucking perverts. So before you go off and assume savagery or animalistic attitudes towards certain things, or want to use eugenics as a concept of intelligence, how come we don't reflect a little bit about your history? How civilized are you, starving Marvin? The starving time refers to the winter of 1609 through 1610. But it doesn't end there, by the way. It goes all the way through 1614, just mind you. When about 3/4 of the English colonists in Virginia died of starvation and starvation-related diseases. Now, obviously, the typical white man, you know what I mean? Crackety cracks that always want to vote for stupid-ass Trump and shit. And they have this imaginary concept of, we're so superior than you. Really? Match me brain to brain, and I'll show you how superior you are towards me. But anyways, let's continue. I digress, because I don't got time for stupidity. Colonists in Virginia died of starvation and starvation-related diseases. In his unpublished account, a 3 re-election, I believe it's French, I don't know, who served as the president during these grim months. We're going to read about him. George Pierce, Piercy, wrote that Englishmen felt the sharp prickle of hunger, which no man truly described, but he which had tasted the bitterness thereof. Already 2 years. I'm sorry, let me see. Let me go back. Hold on. Already for 2 years, the Jamestown, by the way, IUIC, this is your king, King James, because that's where they named this town from. That's your king, bro? So this king named this town. I'm going to show you some history about this town of your king. IUIC, GMS, IUPK, all you fake funks. I'm going to remind you who your king is. The Jamestown colonists had died at alarming rates, mostly of summertime disease. Bullshit, but let's continue. In 1609, the beginning of the first Anglo-Powhatan, the WASP, let's call it for now. The white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. The ones that claim that they are so civilized and shit, and God is with them. First Anglo-Powhatan War in 1609, it says that in 1614, prompt the Indian to lay siege in the English fort, hoping to provoke the famine. Settlers were forced to eat snakes. Let me slow down. In 1609. Now, that's 10 years later from the made-up history about 1619, right? In Jamestown, mind you. Just, and history is blurry when you are just not aware of the bullshit. In 1609, the beginning of the first Anglo-Powhatan War in 1609 through 1614, prompted the Indians to lay siege into English fort. So now they say that, right? But they exclude, there's so much involved in this sentence prior to, that's what, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that's 5 years. A lot happens in one freaking day, all right? Let's continue. Helping to provoke the famine. Settlers were forced to eat snakes. vipers, rats, mice, musk turtle, cats, dogs, horses, and perhaps even raptors. They're not done. In addition, multiple gruesome stories. Remember they called us cannibals? Multiple gruesome stories and archaeological evidence has partially corroborated that settlers devoured each other.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
By the way, this is 1619, but we're still battling the war against these damn Spaniards. You know what I'm saying? So we're not like disappeared. Like we're still ourselves somewhat surviving, still trying to make it. Why you guys are eating each other, Mr. White Man. So you're telling me you're cannibals, and then you have somebody like, what's her name? Candace Owens calling us cannibals. But here we see that, I mean, if you really want me to get detailed, I don't think they were just white people. There was people here from Europe eating each other, eating their nut sacks, their butt cheeks, their penises, their chest, their breasts. Yes, they were disgusting. And here it even gets even better because they weren't like killing each other and eating the flesh or the fresh flesh, mind you. No. The siege lifted in May 1610 when the survivors of the Sea Venture wrecked arrived in Virginia. Blah, 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 blah. Right? They like to make it a nice little background in the story. Jamestown arrival. 104 original English colonists were amazed by the country's abundance. Blah, blah, blah. They succumbed to bloody influx. All this bullshit. They just lie. Stop lying. Let's get to the facts. Here we go. And again, by the way, I want to really, really understand how the hell can you BHIs be that fucking dumb to claim King James as your king? That's really stupid. Anyways, whatever. It's none of my business. It's your stupidity, not mine. Jamestown, 1609 to 1610. Starving time, it says. George Piercy, a true relation of the preceding and occurrence of the moment which have happened in Virginia from the time Sir Thomas Gates, don't forget that name, shipwrecked upon the Bermudas. George Piercy, one of the wealthy gentlemen among 144 men who settled in Jamestown, 1607, served as a president of the colony during the starving time. You're saying we're cannibals? Let's look at cannibals. Because since you came here, we helped you. We fed you. We nurtured you. And what are you still doing to this day? Let's read. Let's start. I'll say right here. A fleet of 9 ships arrived in Jamestown carrying needed food, supplies, and about 400 new settlers, including women and children, increasing the colony population to 504 when Captain John Smith is burned in a gunpowder accident. We're going to read that. I believe. His arrival used the opportunity to force his return to England. Piercy is named to succeeded Smith as president of the council. Here was shit hits the fan. Not long after, Captain Martin, whom I left at the island, did not come to Jamestown pretending to some occasion of business, but indeed his own safety moved him thereon to fearing to be surprised by the Indians who had made several various excursions against him, so that having left Lieutenant Sycamore to command in his absence, among whose company shortly after did grow a dangerous mutiny, insomuch that divers of men to the number of 17 did take away a boat from him perforce and went therein to Keko-Hatan, pretending that they would trade there for visuals. So you see, seditious bastards not listening, they go outside of their space, and our people here, we're very protective. Like, we'll let you hang out, but bro, don't act like you own this shit. Well, you guys have it in your spirit to be just fucking selfish. So apparently, even then, you still act like that. It says, no, unlikely were cut off and slain by the savages. Again, savages, right? Savages. Hey, look, Chris Tucker's in here. Captain Tucker. Look, your uncle's there, you racist prick. Anyways, let's continue. Let's get to the point. The winter 1609 to 1610. Now, all of us at Jamestown, beginning to feel the sharp prick of hunger. Remember, we read that earlier, which no man truly described. But he which had tasted the bitterness thereof, a word of misery ensued as the sequel will express unto you. Insomuch that some, to satisfy their hunger, have robbed the store, for the which I have caused them to be executed. See that? So you're a thief, you got shot, or maybe hung. I don't know. Then having fed upon horses, this is you guys right here. You guys right here. You racist pricks.
I don't know.
You guys that like to call us animals and shit, right? You motherfuckers right here are eating, you're eating yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is that going to be unreasonable to your own selves? Give me a second, family. These guys
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Kamala's gross incompetence disqualifies her from being president. Everyone knows she is a very low IQ individual.
It's going to be pretty hard to look at us and say, you know what? Kamala Harris, she got 85 million votes because she's just so impressive. As the first Samoan, Malaysian, low IQ.
See that right there, that talk about low IQ, it's because they think because they're white, right? And they were given the false history as if they came and civilized us. So you dumbasses like this piece of shit right here. Because you think that you're light skinned because you're a white man. That's what you do. So this concept right here, I find it funny because, hold on, that's what I was doing wrong. Because here, we see other things. We see other things here. Yeah, we're feeding on horses. What do you mean? White people. Can a white person come up here that votes for Trump and tell me how they are superior than us? How did you come and civilize us? You came here to eat horses. We could have told you that that's not a good meat. Hey, wood chipper. Christmas Christian. Sympathizers. Mexican sympathizers like y'all. Like George Lopez over here. Your white daddy, Pablo, your white daddy was eating horses. And other beasts, as long as they lasted. Do you know what that means? So this whole concept that they came and this prestige look, thought process. No, dumbass. No. On the contraire, mon frere. They were as nasty or nastier than the people that you fucking hate. Pablo Lopez. having fed upon horses and other beasts as long as they lasted, we were glad to make shift with vermin as dogs, cats, rats, and mice. Let me remind you, Pablo Lopez, we didn't eat that. Oh, I didn't even see you, brother. What's up, bro? Wait, what's up, bro? Man, my bad, man. If you hear this late, bro, my bad, bro. Salam, man. What's up, bro? So again, you guys were eating dogs, cats, rats, horses, and all kinds of shit. And you're calling them savages. Cannibals. Well, that's not a cannibal. Okay, all right. All was fish that came to net to satisfy cruel hunger as to eat boots, shoes. Oh, wait, hold on a second. All was fish that came to net to satisfy cruel hunger as to eat boots, shoes, or any other leather some could come by. These white people here, these guys, Grant Cardone, I know how to flip properties if you just listen to what I'm doing. Bro, shut up, bro. I know what you're doing. You're a fucking thief. Oh, look at it, Mr. Pelotes. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Elotes. So you guys forget about your history. You're eating horses, beasts, cats, dogs, rats, mice. That's your history. That's your forefathers. That's your eugenics. So technically, based on this bullshit, then you're just a fucking animal. You are what the so-called African Americans call you, a Neanderthal. What does Gorilla Hebrew call you guys? Not an Aphrodite. Hermaphrodite? No, what the fuck? Troglodyte. He calls you a troglodyte. And then you go and eat boots and shoes and leather and shit. Does you want to know something? Here's the best part. That it's not because it was unexpected famine. It's because you guys are fucking lazy. Some were enforced to search the woods to feed upon serpents and snakes and to dig the earth for wild and unknown roots. You know, Esau has a history of eating roots, where many of our men were cut off and slain by the savages. Yo, here's the funny part. They still call us savages, even though you guys are fucking being savages, literally. White people being savages right here, like white folks being savages. Y'all eating your own moms and shit. And by the way, most of y'all vote for Trump. And now famine began to look ghastly and pale in every face that nothing was spared. No, by the way, famine in this little white Anglo-Saxon Protestant bullshit fucking project. And now famine began to look ghastly and pale in every face that nothing was spared to maintain life and to those things which seem incredible. Check this out. Y'all are a fucking joke. You guys are disgusting people. The nerve of you to say this.
Imported criminal migrants from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world.
She is the devil, whoever screamed that out.
Family. He says that we're insane and we come from mental institutions. Now some people say he ain't talking to you because you're a U.S. citizen. Fuck you and your fucking U.S. citizen bullshit. When you're talking about raza, you talking about me, you fucking piece of shit. You talking about my daughter, you talking about my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters, my friends, my neighbors. That's what you're talking about. This is bullshit, man. But what I see, and you know what? I'm going to tell you this, family. I know you guys aren't used to this talk because a lot of you guys are, oh my God, can't offend people that way. Look, you know what I'm doing? I'm using their logic. You see what I mean? I'm simply using their logic. They're attacking us with disinformation, saying we're savages based on what they read. So I'm bringing it back saying, no, you fucking Neanderthals. You guys are fucking savages because you guys were eating horses and you were eating your shit most likely because now I know. And now famine began to look ghastly, meaning it got real bad for you pale ass motherfuckers. In every phase that nothing was spared to maintain life. That means you did not give a hell about anything. If it looked like it could help your white cracker ass belly, you would eat it. And to do those things which seem incredible as to dig up dead corpse. What a joke. What a joke, bro. What a joke, bro. They project. That's what it is. That's why I continue to do what I do, because I want to remind our gente, bro, they can't take that power from us. No matter what they try now, they can say all they want. They ain't taking that shit from us. Hell no, not one instant, not 1 degree. They project the same thing happening today, happened in Rome. The homo crap, Nero had a boy. Yeah, they castrated him. Hold on.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
He did. He preferred him. He also supposedly burned Rome, the first recorded false flag. Yep. Let me see what else you got. America was created to revive the Babylonian Roman Empire, meaning you mean the creation of Nimrod, the Negro. Bring back their ancient gods and all their filthy, degenerate P. Diddy practices and shit. And they stoic and masculine, straight white. What a joke. Yeah. We're not done. So you guys were eating dead people out of graves. Now, why, if you are in a land of abundance, because we read in the other article there was a land of abundance, why are you eating dead people? It says that you dug them up from the graves, bro. You guys dug up corpses out of graves and ate them. People like you. People like you. People like you. People like you. Nasty motherfuckers like you. Neanderthal looking people like you. Animalistic, assuming that your white cracker ass Jesus is gonna save your ass. He ain't saving nobody, bro. That shit is fake. What the hell is that? And there was no white man on a cross, bro. You guys are teaching, okay, you're homosexuality, but you teach it at the same time. You guys are all hypocrites. 70% of you Republicans are gay. And I don't got a problem with that shit. That you guys roll with that. That's your people. That's the way that your seed rolls. 70% of you are gay and 70% of you are Republicans.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
It's king.
I don't see no stinking Nazis in here. I don't see no stinking domestic terrorists in here. Out of character for me to speak at a Nazi rally. I was just in Israel, but
look at this. Look at this fucking fake Jew right here. Sid Rosenberg. I want to sound like, you know, 100. I want to sound like Hug, but I'm going to pick on an old lady and shit, because their old man ain't doing nothing with his fake ass nose and shit. I don't know, whatever, let's go.
I took the gig. She is some sick bastard, that Hillary Clinton, huh? What a sick son of a bitch. The whole...
She's the old woman, dude. Like, for real? You guys are a joke, bro. You guys are a joke. It's so embarrassing. So I'm not done. Hold on. Sorry, I took it off by accident. You guys are embarrassing. We are not done with that. Let me see here. Hold on. Let's see. All right, so we got, let's see. Now famine began to look ghastly and pale in every phase, that nothing was spared to maintain life and to do those things which seem incredible, as to dig up dead corpse out of graves. Hey, Candace Owens, you say that you don't listen to natives because they ate people. Well, here your husband was eating people. How you know what I mean? Y'all are fucking nasty, man. And to make it even worse, you just don't know your own history. And some have licked up the blood which had fallen from their weak fellows. Oh my God. And among the rest, this was the most lamentable, that one of our colonies murdered his wife. People like, you know, like Trump, white people like this who call you guys murderers, spics, wetback savages. Here we're reading that they were so fucking lazy that they weren't willing to take care of themselves, that they starved to death, and that they were so still even lazy, right? That they were willing to dig up dead bodies because they were too fucking lazy to like figure out another way to survive, learn how to cook. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like plant a potato, you dumbass. Eat a herb or some shit. Why are you gonna eat a dead person? Oh, but you're quick to tell us we're savages, right? Okay, let's continue. Among the rest, this was the most lamentable bullshit, that one of our colony murdered his wife. Donald Trump ripped the child out of his womb. Just kidding. And threw it into the river. Somebody like him, somebody that looked like Donald Trump, right? Same features, same hair, all of that shit, same talk, same stupidity, same brainless so-called rich man that can't make more money. If he was that smart, he would have been a gazillionaire right now. But he's not. Do you understand that? His dad left him $400 million. And he's got less than that. And he left him that shit back in the 70s. So somebody that looked like Trump, that smelled like Trump, or people that follow Trump, that look like Trump and follow his ass and act like him, they looked at these people that ripped into a child. Matter of fact, look, he killed his wife, ripped the child out of her womb and threw it into the river. And after, chopped the mother in pieces and salted her for his food.
Bruh. Wait a minute. Who are you?
I'm sorry. Are you guys offended? I'm telling you right now, I'm subscribed to this channel. You're in the wrong channel if you're here for emotions. What I do, and let me just tell you something I do in this channel. I simply mirror people. So the fire that they give me, I show it right back to them. And when I do that, you can see how hateful it is, how disgusting it sounds, how sad it can be to be in that mindset. Not on a part-time when I try to show you guys a mindset, but they live this way. These people literally live this way and think this way with a hateful manner. They have no care or sense of, I don't want to separate families, man. When the entire time, the only reason why damn white and black America had 99-cent stores in Walmart was because they were taking advantage of other countries. Now that you can't afford that shit, now you're complaining and telling Mexicans to leave. And it's not only Mexicans, by the way. We're not even coming here. We're leaving. By the way, I'm going to tell you guys already, start looking. Start looking, family. I'm going to say something. Bricks. 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 If you know anything about currencies, when you have control of the financing system, you can sanction people to benefit you because you have that leverage. But when you don't have that leverage no more, what happens, family? Now you got to play fair. Have these crackety cracks played ever fair?
That's gonna hurt.
They've never played fair. So that means that movie that you saw about Back to the Future Part 2, that the so-called middle income people are going to be like in the hood. I'm going to show you a little bit about it. Let's continue. The same not being discovered before had eaten part thereof. See that? So not only does he kill his wife, somebody that looks like Trump, people that vote for Trump, those white people that we saw, right? That hateful spirit is back again. So people like them, one of them killed his wife, ripped the baby off her belly, threw the baby in the river. That's why the Most High don't let you guys produce no more. That's why you guys, white people, can't produce no more. You realize that, right? By the way, newsflash, family, the reason why they're saying, replacement theory, supposedly we're replacing them, is because we reproduce in abundance. You white people can't. And you think that it's because of us. Because we are doing some shit in your food or some. No, it's just God saying, fuck you. I don't want you no more. You're done. You guys are a virus. You are the disease. And eventually, that shit needs to go. Your mindset, your thinking, your disgusting attitude, all of that has to go. The trees, the rivers, the fish, polar bears, penguins, they fucking hate you guys. And after the chopped mother in pieces and salted her for food. That's why. Because if you're willing to kill a loved one and then salt her up and put fucking, like carne asada and shit, that says a lot about you. And you said that we were savages. The same not being discovered before had eaten part thereof, for which cruel and inhumane fact I adjudge him to be executed. The acknowledgement of the deed being enforced from him by torture, having hung by the thumb with waves at his feet a quarter of an hour before he would confess the same. So, he admitted it once they were pulling his thumbs, that he killed his wife, took the baby, threw it in water, and then seasoned her and shit. You know what I mean? Like they season potatoes and shit. That boring ass white food. I'm hurting a lot of people's feelings today. So let me show you how this is a deep rabbit hole. Let's see if I have it. Yep, boom. Virtue of John Smith. By virtue of this patent, Captain John Smith, as you know, this is an old book. Okay, so we're going to look at page 14. But let's check this out. The book is called, to confirm what we just read. Because a lot of times when you read this stuff online, you're like, is it real? Is it true? Well, it was. The history of the present state of Virginia in 4 parts. That's somewhere around that time. Maybe a little later. Let's go here. Let's start right here. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, I got to go back to page 14 then. Okay, so page 14, we're going to check this out to confirm what we just read. But what I want to show you is, again, the topic is history and storytelling. My storytelling ain't like you guys expect. Nice little words. Hell no. I want to embarrass these people. So here we're going to get a history about how this so-called attack on these people wasn't coincidental. It was provoked. We treated you guys well. We respected you. We welcomed you. And then you steal our daughters. What do you expect? What do you expect? Crackety cracks. Come on, man. Be honest with me. What the fuck? I mean, you call us illegal aliens. I know you're talking to me, even though I'm not. I know you're talking to me when you see me. You say, that's an illegal alien. But let's read real quick. It says, by virtue of this patent, Captain John Smith was sent by London Company in December in 1606, similar years, on his voyage with 3 small ships, and a commission was given to him and several other gentlemen to establish a colony and to govern by president to be chosen annually in council, who should be invested with sufficient authority and power. You see? Okay. Sounds good. We got a concept going on. It says here, before they would make a settlement here, they made a full search of James River, and then by a unanimous consent pitched upon a peninsula about 50 miles up the river. Okay, so then they're like trying to figure out where they're going to be. Now, here we go. The town, as well as the river, had the honor to be called by King James' name. So, wobbles. I'm sorry, BHIs. What the fuck are you saying? Are you saying that he was a Hebrew but he had authority to tell John Smith what the fuck to do? The same guy that had something to do with Pocahontas being kidnapped when she was like 9 years old. They say 12, but she wasn't. She was 9. Because you guys are pedos and shit. It's, it's in your DNA. It's okay, Mr. White Man. You know what I mean? I don't envy that. Hey, it's all good. But your time will come. So stop making this bullshit story like, oh my God, I'm anti-homo. No, bro, you guys are that. That's part of your nature. This is America. Republicans are only just creating this argument just so they can win a case. But in reality, they go home to their Peter, not Paola. Again, King James, huh? Okay. It says they were no sooner settled in all this happiness and security, but they fell into jars and dissensions among themselves. So as you can see, something's going on. Let me read this. By means of the narrow passage, this place was of a great security to them from the Indian enemy. And if they had then known of the biting of the worm and the salt, they would have valued this place upon the account also as being free from mischief. They, meaning you guys, were no sooner settled in all this happiness and security, but they, meaning you eloteros, fell in jars and dissensions among themselves, meaning like now, like Democrats, Republicans, now you guys want to kill each other and shit. You see, it's in your nature to be uncivil. Now you want to talk about a good seed? Let's talk about a good seed. By a greedy grasping at the Indian treasures, envying and overreaching one another in the trade. Remember how they called us savages? We start seeing friction. You guys are visitors. You're not from this land. But somehow, some way, you guys are causing friction among yourselves because you're not civilized people. You know what I'm saying? Like Gorilla Hebrew called you, you're troglodytes. Look, even within yourselves, you can't even be civil. So then again, that's why I tell you right now, I'm just kind of saying they're right. Let's continue. It says here, after ships were gone, the same sort of feud and disorders happened continually among them. And you say, we're savages. We're uncivilized. We needed to be Christianized. The Indians were the same there as in all other places. At first, very fair and friendly. Though afterwards, they gave great proof of their deceitfulness. Oh, how convenient, huh? So we're deceitful now. But, it's funny that you say we were cool and all, but afterwards, we became deceitful. Why would we do that? Just fucking kill you in the first place. You didn't mean shit to us. You know what I mean? People like Donald Trump that look like him, you know what I'm saying? People that follow him, like you guys didn't mean nothing to us. And if it wasn't for us, you would be dead. You didn't civilize nobody. You didn't make us lighter skin or gave us some superiority over dark-skinned people. We were already this way. So this whole bullshit about eugenics and science and all that shit, fuck you. However, by the help of Indian providence, the English chiefly substituted till the return of the ships till next year. So now, let's continue. The interval of the ships returning from England, and English had a very dangerous trade with the Indians, blah, blah, blah. We see that. Okay. The greater satisfaction of the Indians and the greater ease and security of themselves, if they had been under any rule or subject to any method to trade, and now left at liberty to outbid one another, by which they did not only cut short their own profits, but created jealousy and disturbance among the Indians by letting one have a better bargain than the other. for they being unaccustomed to barter, such of them as had been hardest dealt by their commodities, thought themselves cheated and abused, and so conceived a grudge against the English in general, making it a national quarrel, and this seemed to be of original cause of the most of the subsequent misfortunes by Indians. So, you know, we're going to have people like this guy right here. Like, what, man? They're just trying to be, you know, like capitalists and shit, you dumbass. You know, the Bible says do not be respecter of people. So what they're saying here is, why are you favoring certain people and trade with them at that value and come to us and charge us more? It's because we understood the laws. We understood the concept of, what do you call it? Consideration. The same value in trade. You should also do that with other people. But see, we started noticing the deceitfulness of you troglodytes. And then you wonder why we're mad at you. But see, here it's saying that these idiots shouldn't have done that in the first place. They independently started, you know, like making moves that way. These captains or leaders of them were like a little bit more aware of the psychology of their audience, so to speak. So they're like, don't do that shit, because we know that they don't like that. But you guys are idiots. Like I said, you are just collateral damage. Donald Trump, all your great leaders, you are going to find out the hard way. And every single one of y'all that cited that shit, bro, I cannot wait to fucking pay back. Every single West African that's dancing away like that. Every single one of you Canaanites, bro. I'm looking forward to it. But let's continue. What's going on even better is this, as you can see further, right? It's kind of getting to the point. Now, let me go to page, here we go, right here. 1609. Actually, no. Let me get to the point. Hold on a second. Here we go, right here. Being the same one? Yes, right here. Here goes. Several of 9 ships that came out with 3 governors arrived with many of the passengers, some of which in their humors would not submit to the government there, pretending the new commission destroyed the old one. The governor were appointed instead of the president, and that they themselves were to be of counsel, and so would assume an independent power, inspiring the people with disobedience, by which means they came frequently exposed in great parties to cruelty of the Indians. See? Once again, considering us savages. No way, shape, or form are they keeping account of their actions. Isn't that till this very day? Let's continue. All sorts of discipline was laid aside. Here's where they're actually clearing this up. All sorts of discipline was laid aside, and their necessary defense neglected, so that the Indians, taking advantage of those divisions, formed a stratagem or strategy to destroy their root and branch. And indeed they did cut many of them by massacring a whole company at a time, so that all the out settlements were deserted. The people that were destroyed took refuge in Jamestown, except a small settlement at Kikotan, where they had built themselves a little fort, called it Algornum Fort. And yet, for all this, here's the point, they continued their disorders. They continued their disorders. People that look like Donald Trump, people that vote for Donald Trump, all of you guys that look like that, you continued your disorder. You thought you were independent. You know what you're doing. Nobody can tell you what to do. Right? Okay. And yet, for your laziness, for your ego, thinking you're superior, and yet you're on the bottom of the totem pole, you were just given an opportunity for a moment, dumbass. For all this, they continued their disorder, being lazy, wretched, and peddlers, wasting their old provisions and neglecting to gather others, so that they who remained alive were all near famished, having brought themselves to the pass that they durst not stir from their own doors to gather the fruit of the earth. Let me read that again. This is why This is hold on a second. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna say it right now. Say it right now. Say it right now. This is why you guys don't fucking like us, bro. Because we are the shit.
Love my Mexicans. Y'all think Mexicans just showed up? Mexicans been around a long time. You don't believe me? Read your Bibles. Noah built an ark all by himself. That's some Mexican shit. I'm sorry. Only a Mexican can take a project that big with no co-workers. Now shit.
Damn right.
A brother would have had questions with God. You want me to build the ark? By myself? Ain't your son a carpenter? Love my Mexicans. Let me tell you something, people. Follow me on this. As Mexicans have been a part of slavery, that shit wouldn't have lasted no 400 years. They'd have knocked it out in like 3 summers. The master would have been talking shit. Pick that cotton, boy. We're finished, fucker.
There's no way that would happen. Apparently, you guys didn't even want to do that shit. Having brought themselves to the pass, that they durst not steer from their own doors to gather the fruit of the earth. Basically, you guys were so freaking lazy. You were starving, but you just did not want to get up. It's like every day. A lot of you, white and black people, are fucking lazy. And you guys, even though you're broke as hell, you don't want to get up. Like, this is funny, man. Look, what I am trying to do, by the way, and again, please don't forget my point. I am a mirror of the hate. You see, because I have a lot of information. I have a lot of, you could say, not knowledge. I don't want to say that. I just happened to, somehow out of nowhere in the last 6 years or 7 or 8, started just reading a lot. So it's funny because a lot of the stuff that I'm reading is almost like to debunk all the bullshit that I keep seeing. It's like the Most High is like, yo, listen, I'm going to wake this fool up because he will say it. And I know some people don't like the way I say things, but you know what? It is what it is. That's just the way I was made. So once again, having brought themselves to the pass, they durst not steer from their own door to gather the fruits of the earth or the crabs and mussels of the water sides, much less to hunt or catch wild beasts, fish, or fowls. You were that fucking lazy, Republicans. And you want to call us lazy. Spicks, wetbags, that we live off of the, Medi-Cal and, like welfare recipients and shit, right? Right here, you have all the opportunity to eat, drink, live. It's at your doorstep, but you're too lazy. And then you wonder why you hate Mexicans. They continued in these scanty circumstances till they were all last reduced to the extremities, as to eat the very hide of their horses. Ooh, fire, baby. I wasn't lying. And the bodies of Indians they had killed. Holy shit. Hey, hold on a second. Didn't they say that we were the savages and cannibals and shit? Now we're seeing that they were eating us. Oh, you dirty bastards. Hold on a second. I want to say this.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
You guys have no clue what you just literally are running to yourselves into. The bodies of the Indians they had killed. You guys ate us. You ate our dead kids, our dead mothers, our dead brothers and sisters that you killed and you just left either right there or you buried them. I don't know. But it says here that even the bodies of the Indians that you guys had killed. And sometimes also upon a pitch, they would not disdain to dig them up again to make a homely meal of after they had been buried.
That's right.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Doesn't that sound like Jeffrey Dahmer? And that time is to this day remembered by the name of Starving Time.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Oh, shit. Don't mess with me. Man, it's just amazing. I mean, man. Hold on. Let me see what else I got. Okay, so before I move on to my other topic, let me bring this up. Now, this is the Spanish section of my session here. The Spanish section of my session here. You guys need to really be mindful of what's going on in the world. Okay? There's a concept of BRICS movement, currencies, and all that stuff. I'm not going to touch too much on it because I want to show you guys something real quick. Here, let me turn this down. There's a concept of this currency, okay? So hopefully you guys understand the Spanish and shit. Hold on a second. What is it? Oh, hey, what's up, brother? Shibalba Ishtop. Thanks for the gnosis. Yeah, thank you, brother. Of course, bro. Good to have you here. Let's listen to this real quick, and then we're going to move on to another topic. Let's go.
Comienza la desdolarización de México, mexicanas y mexicanos, con este anuncio que hizo Banjico de que ahora sí se puso las pilas de comprar oro. Porque ¿qué es lo que estaba haciendo? Tenía tremendas cantidades de bonos de los Estados Unidos que ahorita ya no vale nada, que es lo mismo que pasa con el dólar estadounidense. ¿Cuál es ahorita la tendencia, mexicanos y mexicanas? ¿Qué sucedió en los BRICS? Muchas naciones están planeando la desdolarización. ¿Por qué lo están haciendo? Bueno, porque ¿qué sucedió en los BRICS? Muchas naciones están planeando la desdolarización.
Let me explain what that means. We know that the majority of the world was being ran by the dollar currency. And we know that there's an organization that is the one that prints this currency. And we know that the majority of the countries were at one point obligated to maneuver their economy off of this currency. So if you're the creator of this currency, if you have people on your side that helped you create this currency, do you think that you would play fair with those that don't have the leverage that you do? Well, I mean, maybe us would, but not white people. No. Y'all don't do that. So now let's assume that, I'll say it like this. You got 8 apartments. 4 apartments run off initially all these 8 apartments run off the US currency. And then half of those say, I don't want to do that no more. I want to create the BRICS currency. Now, what that means is that 4 of those units would have to create their value, right? Or like let's say a piece of paper. All those four units would have to create a certain lifestyle or currency or GDP, they call it, in order to compete against the other 4 apartments. Now, if you are as capable, or if you manufacture, produce, provide resources and all kinds of sorts of things, there might be a chance that you could maneuver the other 4 units if they are only dealing off credit. See, America has never produced shit. America has never, matter of fact, right now, if you look back, there's no manufacturing concepts here in this country. America is based off this economic system called money magic, which was created in the first beast of the kingdom of Nimrod. He called it economic capitalism. I know you guys think it's new. Pablo Escobar or Pablo, whatever your fucking name is here, right here, this guy thinks it's like a new concept of capitalism. No, it's you're pushing Jesus again and all that shit. You're back in that time. It's the same concept, capitalism and the Trinity concept. You're worshiping Nimrod, dumbass. That's what's going on. So when you have 4 units against the other 4 units, and if one unit, or let's just put it this way, if you and I own a business, and we play fair, then we should win, both of us. But see, America was never like that, because you can see the kind of spirit that they have. They're fucking lazy, right? So they expect other people to do their shit. So in order for you to have economic power or leverage over them, you create a system where they have to use your system. Because sometimes the devil knows what his weakness is, that he has a bunch of lazy ass people. So anyways, now this great concept is Mexico is basically saying, fuck you, US dollar. I'm going over there. I think, me personally, that this is going to be taking place by the end of 2025, beginning of 2026. My suggestion, and I'm not telling you I'm not an investor, but look into land over there, consider buying gold now. Let's continue.
¿Por qué lo están haciendo? Bueno, primero, el dólar no está respaldado por nada. Segundo, está siendo utilizado como mecanismo de castigo.
What I'm saying? You see that? The dollar has no value. So it's always been used as a way of punishment. I just literally said that. Because you have the leverage, you can create the game. But if you separate yourself from that leverage and say, no, fuck you, bastard, I can create my own shit. Like, for example, us raza indigenous people. When I say raza, I mean indigenous. I'm not saying Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and Native Americans, and Colombian. I'm talking about, I'm sorry, when I say raza, I don't mean Mexicans. I'm talking about all of us, okay? So when I say indigenous, I'm talking about everybody here in this continent. Now, specifically in America, our GDP is about 3-point-something trillion shit. Twice as much as the so-called African American that claims to be the creator of America. Like FBA dumbasses. Yeah. So when you start considering our power, economic power, our intellect, our spirit, our ability, and our hard work, why do you think they created the Monroe Doctrine? You see what I'm talking about now. That's why I was talking to the brother Chris, in case he's watching. Maybe he's not. But if you are, that's why I was saying, how can you take over land based on a religious concept and take that religious concept to the court and win the case? And yet, until this, can you do that today? You did it in 1823, Mr. White Man. With that, and by the way, they also includes other races. But today, I'm dealing with y'all today. Anyways, let's listen to this a little bit more, and then we're gonna move on.
¿Qué le hizo Estados Unidos y la Unión Europea a Rusia? Sanciones tremendas, lo sacaron del dólar, lo sacaron de los sistemas financieros, pero como es una potencia muy grande, le pudo dar vueltas. Pero en cambio, si es otra nación como Venezuela, ahí sí les pegan bastante duro. Entonces, esa es la tendencia de hoy, mexicanos y mexicanas, y hay que estar pues a la vanguardia y estar pendientes de lo que sucede, porque esto le puede afectar a México. Rusia y China, India, probablemente aumente en el futuro. ¿Qué pasa con las naciones de los BRICS, mexicanos y mexicanas? Pues ellos, estos países, solamente acaparan más del 20% del oro mundial. Y bueno,
you guys hear that? This BRICS group owns 20% of the gold of the world. America's currency, like for example, let's say each one of our dollars was based on your labor ability, right? How much output you can provide. So based on your output, that would be your dollar value, right? Okay. So you would then say, well, based on my consistency of my value of what I consistently do, this is my value of who I am, and I'm going to reflect off of that, and you can judge me based on that. You're like, yeah, I can, because it's solid, like gold, right? America is not like that. America says, I'm going to hire people and use them as the leverage to prove that I am a labor force productive concept. But see, I'm much more than that, because I'm also going to fluff the production, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to create imaginary numbers that will then tie those people up that I'm using as an entity to generate me interest on top of what I produce, because they're slaves. So in reality, I'm worth more than you guys. You see now, maybe that was too heavy for you guys, but that's the reality of capitalism. Let's continue.
Aquí está la lista, ¿no? De los países con más reservas a nivel mundial. Es Estados Unidos, le sigue Alemania, Italia, Francia, Rusia y China.
So anyways, I don't want to lose you guys on that. I just wanted to show you that shit. Now, let's take a different path. There we go. So check this out here. We have this book called 7 Myths. We're moving on, family. We're moving on. Look at the pictures. The 7 myths of the Spanish conquest. Okay. All right, hold on. Here we see a map of our lands, kind of covering the Triple Alliance, right? Okay, check this out. This is part of that book. So we're going to look through it real quick. I want to read this to you guys. You know what? Hold on a second. Let me show you something. This right here. You see, in case you guys don't know, this right here. Oh, I'm glad people left, man. You know what? This is so good. I'm glad people left. You want to know why I'm glad people left? Because sometimes the information that comes next is not meant for you. In a way, I kind of thought, you know what? If I play that video about the currency, it's probably going to bore people and some are going to leave. And I didn't realize that, it really means something. But man, sometimes the Most High kind of works that way. Like he gets rid of certain people. Like you're not meant to see this shit. Because you'll never come back to these videos. My videos are long, so I know that you'll never come back to them. I got a bunch, like almost 6. Anyway, so here's this book called The Jew, a Negro. A lot of these West Africans that claim to be natives, that are Canaanites, they want to believe this stupid concept. Here's where it all kind of started in a way. And, well, with the help of colombianos, I guess, why would it not be convincing? So let's read it. The Jew, a Negro, supposedly. Jew with the, like quote unquote, by the way. Did the Negroes know of America? You guys don't even fucking know who you are. Anyways, Diodorus Siculus tells us that the Phoenicians in an early time sailed beyond Hercules Pillars along the African coast, and there, meeting with storms and tempests, were carried to the remotest part of the ocean. And after many days, it came to a vast island as a great distance from Libya. And lying very far west, the Phoenicians informed the Carthaginians of this place. The Carthaginians prohibited other nations from settling in it, they reserving it for themselves as a place of retirement if they should ever be driven from their own native soil. Hence, 1492. I'm going to do a class on that. So check this out. Says the same thing here. Says the same thing here. Phoenician colonies in Ireland, right? Page 9. Check this out. So I want to clear this up because this apparently this is what, you know, I guess gives orgasms to these people. They're lost. I don't understand why they read this and then it's like, oh my God, where are the Americas? Oh, dumbass. Anyhow, because I'm going to prove something. Those ancients, therefore, from whom the fame of the sacred islands had been handed down, could have been no other than the Phoenicians of Gades, and of the Galicians, coast of Spain, who through so many centuries had reigned alone in those secluded seas and were dispensers of religion as well as of the commerce whenever they bent their courses. At how early a period this remarkable people began to spread themselves over the globe, the inscription legible for many on the edge, on the two pillars near the front of the Magi and Tangiers, we fly from the face of Joshua, the robber. Nothing indeed can make more evidence than the remote date of the even maturity of the empire. So by them using this, they claim that these fuckers here were over there. We're over here. Now, you guys saw the word Carthaginian, right? I don't remember this book, to be honest, but I'm just going to read it to you. Beni Anak, Phoenice, Punishi, or Poini, should all stand the same thing, the Phoenicians. In former times, Bianak or Fianak was used as an abbreviation for Benanak. And for the name thus abbreviated, the African Phoenician were called Poini, and thus of Iberia, Feni, retaining in either case only the first members of the name, Feni Anak. But that the Phoenicians affected the name of Benanak, or the sons of the Anaseans, and would have them themselves so designated, you may infer from the fact that they're calling the city of Carthage. So Carthage, Carthaginians are African Phoenicians. Okay? Let's see this real quick. Here it goes right here. So this is a similar statement. Voyages of the Phoenicians. You see, this is why these FBAs, Wabos, Colomiados, nutsackers, or nutlickers, they always want to like jump on these little snippets and shit. You know what I mean? Because it says like, oh, look, Theodore Achilles relates to the Phoenicians, talked about this distant land and blah, 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 and this and that, and two fucking fish in a third. The Phoenicians discovered this fortunate island by accident, by driving on the coast on the contrary winds, blah, 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 blah. But the Senate of Carthage, the Senate opposed their plans either through jealousy and a wish to keep any commerce or commercial benefit that might derive from it from themselves, or the Diodorus relates because they wish to use it as a place of refuge in a case of necessity. So this is what I'm like, wait a minute. So it says here that no, well, if I go by what you're saying, that you didn't even come to the island, that you saved it for later. Now, before I go and touch on what exactly happened, I just want to point this out. The name of Hannibal Hamlin. This is a governor here in America. In the 1800s, by the way. You know, when they're saying that black people were enslaved, right? The name of Hannibal Hamlin recalls those medals issued during the campaign of 1860, prior to the so-called Civil War, right? You know how they so proudly wear 1865 and shit? Like that actually really did happen. Like it was really meant for that. Your shit is flawed, man. Just like your Willie Lynch letter. And I can show you how that Willie Lynch letter is a lie. Anyways, let me continue. They contain ambrotype portraits of the candidates. On the most of them, Mr. Hamlin was given such a swarthy complexion that perhaps these very medals confirm the belief in the lie industriously circulated in the South that one of his parents was a mulatto and that he was named in honor of the great Carthaginian to blazon his African descent from the entire world.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
So you guys were here. I told you you're Canaan, but you don't believe me. This is from the Light and Truth. The Kingdom of Egypt, written in 1844, by the way. Egypt, her cities, and the descendants of Ham, the son of Noah. He had 4 sons who are known as the ancestors of the Canaanites. See this here? Let that sink in. The empire of Assyria and Egypt were founded by descendants of Ham. Yeah, it's true. Nimrod. The Republic. Oh, shit. The Republic of Tyre, Zidon, and Carthage were for ages the monuments of their commercial enterprise and prosperity. Africa, Phoebe, in general, and in Egypt in particular, are called the land of Ham. So I'm not saying that you guys are. You guys call yourselves Phoenicians, Lumerians, Otomies, Olmecs, Atlantans, Gautulians, Carthaginians, Egyptians, Incas, Mauritanians, Sumerians, Aztecs, Mayas, Fomorians, Moroccans, Numidians, Romans, Powhatans, Orequois, Nubians, Saracens, Turks. Bro, you guys are everybody, bro. You're like that song I have. Who made it into space? It was a black race. So now let's go back. Let's go back. Now that I cleared that up, this is why I wanted to share this. So we see that there's a certain, oh, by the way, hold on, before I forget. That page about the Jew Negro, by the way, remind you of this real quick. That's funny shit, dog. You guys want me to talk nice? Go to a church. Go to a fucking church. Right here. So they write about this here. Right? But they don't write about this here. No, I'm sorry. They write about this here. But they don't write about this right here. 1901. See, the Jew Negro mentions that there was supposedly a land, right, that the Carthaginians found. But you see, the Carthaginians, they didn't just find a land. They found a land, and by the way, I've shared this with you all before, but I'm also going to share something else. They found a land that had navigable rivers, an irrigation system, had planted trees, variety of gardens, sweet waters traveling through, villas, construction, buildings, full of people. Full of people. I believe this is from a book of, what is it called? American Holocaust, that's what it's called. Okay. So just like they said that they saw this impressive town, here's what the Spaniards said when they saw Tenochtitlan. When we saw so many cities in the village built in the water and other great towns built on dry land and that straight and level causeway going towards Tenochtitlan. Now, we read earlier that there was navigating rivers, right? We were amazed and said that it was like the enchantment they tell of the legend of Amadis. See? If you follow this channel, you know I did a class on that. On account of great towers and temples and buildings and rising from the water and all the built masonry. Some of our soldiers even asked whether the things that they saw were a dream. About 60,000 pale stucco houses fill the island metropolis. Some of them single-story structures, some of them multi-storied, and all of these houses, World Cortez, had very large and very good rooms, and also very pleasant gardens of various sorts of flowers, both on the upper and lower floors. Many of the streets and boulevards of the city were so neat and well-swept, despite its multitude of inhabitants, that the first Europeans to visit never tired of remarking on the city's cleanness and order. There were even officials in charge of sweeping, recalled one odd observer. In fact, at least 1,000 public workers were employed to maintain the streets, the city streets, and keep them clean and watered. Didn't we just read that? It says here. Through it flowed navigable rivers, which are used for irrigation. The islands contain many parks planted in the trees of every variety and garden in great multitudes, which are traversed by the means of their sweet water. And it also private villas of costly construction. Throughout the gardens, banqueting houses have been constructed on settling flowers, and in them the inhabitants pass their time during the summer. Same thing. Why do I show you this? Theodore Ezekiel said that. These so-called West Africans say that they saw this shit. And I'm telling you that the Spaniards, when they showed up, they saw this again. All right, now, let's go back. Let's dig into this shit real quick. How much time I got? Okay, I got a little bit, and that's it. So now we see the point of this concept. Diaz struggled to describe what we saw. The metropolis of Tenochtitlan, studded with pyramids, crisscrossed with canals, seeming to hover on a lake that was crowded with canoes, and engaged with other great cities, derived from his stock at realizing that the world was not what we had perceived it to be. Right? What do we see here? On page, what page is it? Page 24. The sixth aspect of conquest procedure was the use of display of violence, or the theatrical use of violence, despite the assistance of native allies and interpreters, and the use of African auxiliaries. See, a lot of you guys are like, well, you know, Europe people helped you too. Wait, hold on. The idea was that white people came and conquered. We knew that our own dumbasses helped them. But see, what we didn't know was that you fucking Africans were in here. And by the way, look, the other day I showed you guys a class. I did a class, and I brought the book out about this guy, John Ogilvy, put in 1670. Right? Now, if you look up, you're going to see what these people did. They set mastiffs on us. Our people saw it. That's how they massacred our people. It wasn't just for men. Women, children, and elderly were being eaten. Like they were seeing their guts being bitten in pieces. It wasn't just the white man. It was these negros too. These negros that want to claim that there are people. These negros that push that 12-type chart shit. Why do you think they were pushing it? You think I'm lying? Well, then show me something else that I'm missing. Inquiring minds want to know. The conquistadors say that the Tlaxcaltecs deserve that His Majesty grant them much favor, and that if it had not been for them, the Spaniards, would all have been dead when the Mexica repulsed the Christian Fort Mexico, and the Tlaxcaltecs offered them as haven. Maybe. We see the sellouts. But you see, when it's a house problem, it's okay. We know how to deal with it. That doesn't give you the right. This image tells us about the Spaniards, but it leaves out critical aspects of the story. There's no doubt that the Spaniards were consistently outnumbered by native enemies on the battlefield. What has often been ignored, or is the fact that the Spaniards tended also to be outnumbered by their own native allies. Furthermore, the invisible warrior of this myth took an additional form, that of the Africans, free and enslaved, who accompanied Spaniards were Spanish invaders and later in campaigns equaled or exceeded them in number. Who brought smallpox? You're going to find out. Let me say something real quick. Trying to get to the page. Give me a second. Let's see, is this one? There it goes. Look. See that? I'm not making this up. Page 60. The conquest account by Pedro Cieza de Leon, a young Spaniard who spent 15 years, 1535-1550, as a conquistador chronicler in South America, is typical of how Spanish sources both ignored and revealed black roles. Which one is one of them? Just as Juan Garrido had been called Mexico's only black conquistador, bullshit, so was Juan Valiente had been called the lone Negro conqueror of Chile. See? So you can't be the only one if there's others like you. Yet, the evidence of Mexico, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, and elsewhere shows that these men were by no means alone. And if the number of the Africans on the early expedition was in a dozen or hundreds, there were soon thousands of black men and women in core colonies such as Peru. They brought 200 Africans illegally in 1535, not 1619. They also brought smallpox. Yes, black people brought smallpox, not white men. They brought the French pox, that sexual shit. Y'all brought that nasty shit on your skin. In addition to there being many other Africans in Peru, Chile, Valiente's experience in the military was shared by other blacks. The name of some of them were many other blacks who fought in the Chile had survived. An African named Felipe fought in Mirajuini, Juan Fernandez, Juan Beltran. You see? They were characterized as black conquistadors. Not white, black. So you're enslaving your own people if you were the original natives? So you're the original natives, like the Mayas were saying, the black brothers. So they weren't black? Were they white? Black conquistadors who were deemed by Spaniards to both be military skillful and loyal were lauded as paragons. You were loyal to the white man. To the white man. So this whole bullshit talk that you hate the white man and the white man this, you know, like Nick the Snake, try to say the white people and shit, y'all hate. No, this, you guys are in cahoots with them. We see it right here. Juan Garrido, Lima's crier in 1540. Pedro de la Peña, black too. Other functions typically assigned to blacks were those of constable auctioneers. So, hey, you want to buy this beaner? Here you go. Give me $5. Give me $5 here. I got another beaner right here. Give me $5 right here. I got another beaner. Which place? $5 right? Right? That's what you negros were doing. That's why I showed you that picture of the native sister. I'll show you. It's embarrassing that some people actually anyways, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. If you guys don't catch it, you don't catch it. I just don't care. You fuckers are gonna die anyways. Right here, look at this. Who's selling our sister? I've shared this picture since 2022, and you guys didn't care. You all know it's, you know what I mean? It's just Jake being forced by the white man to go work for him. Shut your fucking ass up. Look at these negras right here. They ain't looking like they're being sold. The only person that looks like they're being sold is our sister right here. And we read here that it says that you guys were the fucking criers of that shit, the auctioneers. Auctioneer Pedro de la Peña was 1-2. And now we have an auctioneer. Now we can put an auctioneer, a black one, with a face and a picture and show who he was selling. Partes Equitur Ventrum was nothing to do with these negros here. Not at all, family. A negra could have a baby with a white man and that baby would be free. That's why you have a lot of these like Mahone and shit being babied by the NFL. No, don't take me out. I want to play like a little baby and shit. These are facts. Let me tell you about what kind of jobs black people had here with the white man. Before they go and claim and shit reparations, like, the white man did it. Shut up. Willie Lynch never happened. Willie Lynch was a lie. If anything, you guys Willie Lynch, us or the white man. But let's continue. Because remember, it's projection. You project what you've done. You make it seem like it happened to you, but it didn't. Because now we know P. Diddy, and we know what the mayate meaning means. So you guys love doing that shit. Buck breaking. That wasn't being done to you. You guys enjoy that shit. So if you have jobs like the post held by Juan Garcia, Juan Garrido, you guys are criers. Pedro de la Peña, black 2, or the functioning typical sign blacks that were constantable. Auctioneers, black 2. Executioner, black 2. Pipers, black 2. The masters of weight and measures. I don't trust you, motherfuckers. So black 2. Perhaps the most typical position of all, they were at the doorkeeper. Portero, black 2. In a position held by Garrido, Mexico, Cincinnati, Mexico City, and Sebastian Terrell, one of Yucatan's black conquistadors. So if you were buck breaker, if you were the buck breaker, you were probably black 2. Hurt your feelings, huh? Don't be emotional. You know what I mean? Because if you spit so much hate towards certain people, you should be willing to accept it when you get called out for it. Because negros were calling out white people left and right about being this fucking disgusting. And now we see that you guys are the same or as much or more. Now you gotta own it. Remember, you call people out for the shit that they do. Well, you're gonna get called out for the shit that you've done. You see, for a long time, you guys been asking for empathy. Yet as a black man, he was also escaping the murmurs of resentments that had begun to circulate in Lima over this parvenu status. Certainly, Africans were valued in Spanish conquest. You were valued. What do we see here? Juan Garrido. Mixed black Spanish parentage. You see how you guys, that's why there's several books that say they weren't blonde and blue-eyed and shit. They were dark-skinned. Not all of them. They were a mixture. They were already mixing with Africans. That's why when you guys want to claim Deuteronomy 28, you're stupid. You debunk yourself. How the fuck can you say Deuteronomy 28 applies to y'all if you knew the white man, you knew his religion, you knew his language, you knew everything about him? The Bible says in Deuteronomy 28 that a nation from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a tongue that you should not understand, a language that you would never know, a custom of people, of religion that you or your forefathers have never effing known. How? You knew the white man. You enslaved us just with him. At every single chance, you held a pennant. There's no denying it. I'm sorry to tell you, but those are facts. Now, if that's emotional or that bothers you, well, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. So now, let me show you this real quick. Stop. You see these pictures here? You see this gentleman? Does he look African to you? I mean, I know you can't see it that well, but I'm going to tell you right now, he don't look African, okay? So the reason I'm serious, Share this because this is in 1614, 1683. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's continue. Same similar picture. What is it? 1683, right? What do we see? Do we see negros? Do we see West Africans in this picture? Do we see West Africans in this picture? Wobbles, Fopi, come on, one of you guys. FBA, I don't know, so-called Big Judah. I mean, you guys are always doing classes and shit, all kinds. Because you guys love to use this shit here. You love to bring up this picture right here. Ah, look, those are African Americans. Ah, look at that. The Mexicans don't look like that. Mexicans aren't big. Mexicans aren't this. Mexicans aren't that. Okay, sounds good. Where's this picture from? This is from 1748. Right? Here, I'll make it like this. Right? What year is it? 1748. But yet, this picture here, right? Does she look like an African? No. This picture here is 1579. There's another picture. Oh, look, they're black. They're black. Hey, look at that. We're here first because Culamiado said so. You know, the white guy that we hate and shit. You know what I mean? Because the white man's the devil and shit, but we would leave a white man because, you know what I mean? He's the first one to tell us and shit. Y'all are fucking dumb. No wonder they made Ebonics for y'all. 1670. Let's continue. By John Ogilvy, who was not here, by the way, which I showed you guys a book the other day. And then the nerve of you. You ignore this picture here. And that's in 1615. Before John Ogilvy's print, which he was never here. Does he look like an African? Fopi. You're Hastali. You're the fat chick with fake hair. Can you have her explain this to me? Look, Tenochtitlan. Okay. When? 1744. Right? That looks like Villas, like the way we live in Mexico. I don't relate. That doesn't relate to negros. Now, this picture right here. You guys see African Americans? And he don't have woolly hair. That looks like straight hair right there. Like, you know what I mean? Or if they're trying to draw a face, that's like, you know, like a mohawk. Right? Right? They're fighting, right? They're fighting. What year is it? 1579. You guys are using Ogilvy, who was never here, who asked somebody to help him with drawings, but yet you ignore these fucking drawings right here. What year is this? 1581. And here we see natives with no woolly hair, but we see a little nappy one right here. Right here, look at him, right there. But that you just ignore it. So when like Culamiado's like, look, there's a black guy right there. Look, there's a black guy right there. There's a black guy right there. There's a black guy. But he don't go like this. So Culamiados, who are these guys? This is what we do know. In 1519, Juan Garrido joined Cortez's expedition to the mainland. And in 1520, one of the founding residents of Mexico City. Garrido later wrote to the king that he was the first to have inspiration to sow wheat here in New Spain to see if it took. I did this and experimented at my own expense. Another first attributed to the African in Mexico was the bringing of smallpox to the mainland. Not by the white man, Mr. Negro. Not by the white man. You brought smallpox. Your nasty ass brought smallpox. You see, you like to call us Mongols and mix and dirtbags and shit, so I'm just showing you what you say. You dirty bastards brought smallpox to Mexico. And because of you, a lot of our people died. You didn't help us at all. You crispy, curly bastard. You didn't help us at all. You claimed that you helped us. You didn't. Look, this is how you helped us. You helped the white man kill us. Smallpox, measles, and flu originated. I'm sorry, let me read this. The conquistadors had two great allies, without which the conquest would have never taken place. You see this? So those dumbass pictures that you like to show, like, oh, there's this dark-skinned native and this light-skinned native, and he's holding this light-skinned native, and that's why, we kicked your ass. No, shut up. First of all, that's not real. And if it was, the only reason you had any advantage was because of this shit. Anyways, well, let's go. One of these was disease. For 10 millennia, the America had been isolated from the rest of the world. Anyways, that's science, but whatever. The greater number of the people in the old world and a greater variety of domesticated animals from which such disease as smallpox, measles, and flu originated meant that European and Africans arrived in the New World with a deadly array of germs. You see, if it was just a white man, he wouldn't have said Africans. Smallpox seems to have been the prime culprit. Spaniards and their Nahua allies moved through the devastated city. Disease moved through Americas faster than germ-carrying European and Africans could. But we're the disease, right? And you got negros voting for Trump because supposedly we're the disease. But yet you negros brought this shit over here. It was brought to Mexico by Narvaez expedition in 1519, not 1611, your fake-ass story. Spread by Spaniards and African. You see this? You spread this disease. They spread French pox. You spread smallpox. West Africans. You spread smallpox here in America, not the white man. So before you go off and assume shit, learn your fucking history. Because we're getting tired of hearing this requirement of empathy. Shit, you're even doing it in women's basketball because this white girl is kicking your ass because y'all suck. Thought you were the greatest and the tallest and the fastest. I guess not in the spirit sense. The spread by the Spaniards and African led to Cortez and Alvarado through central and southern Mexico into Guatemala, traveling rapidly through central Mexico and in the early 1520s before fanning out across South America. What more can I show? Now, these pictures here, I want to show them to you. This is the war that's going on at the time. You see our people, they have tan skin, right? But you see the Spaniards, they do too. See this? So that whole bullshit story that we got lighter skin because they came, it's a fucking lie. You need to reset your mind again, family. And these wobbles that want to say West Africans originated in America, you guys are out. You guys are inside your culos. Because listen, I'm debunking your ass left and right. And I tell you, bring me to your channel and I will do the same. And I will talk the same way. And if you don't know Spanish, bring me culo miado so he can interpret for you. Or any dumbass. I don't care. Or whatever smart ass you got. Because here we see clearly that no, on contrario, Fred. These guys are not Africans. How come you don't bring these books out? You bring up John Ogilvy, which he was never here, but this is right here. Like, look at this. With beards and everything. You see beards? You see beards? We weren't as hairy as you bastards, but you know what I mean? Kept the commandments. Look, they're getting ready to burn us at the stake. 12 and then 13. Why? Because they know who we are. What's this right here? See? How come these wobbles don't show these pictures? They're brown. Oh, you mean because they don't have nappy hair? Or big lips, flat noses, dark skin. Right? They don't look like, what's his face? I'm only here to make you think. He looks like a straight fucking gorilla. And I don't mean it in a racist manner. I'm talking about you do look like a gorilla, dude. I got a cousin that looks like a gorilla, and he's Mexican. So I'm telling you, you look like a gorilla. Are you saying that these guys look like you? No, are you saying every black person looks like you? So in order for the natives to be of here, they got to look like you, like a gorilla. You need to watch what you say, man, because you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't realize the stuff that you're talking about. You claim to be of this native land. You call us Mongols and mixed breed. So when I say, okay, well, what the fuck are you then? Are these people black? Are they African Americans, so-called? You see, and for you that are not understanding where I'm coming from, then you need to check your people. Because you guys have no idea what you stepped in. Your people stepped into some fucking mud. And now it's time that we expose them and expose their shit. Y'all done fucked up now. You picked the fight with the wrong people. You should have stayed fighting with the white man. You don't want none of this. You couldn't even handle it in jail. You're not going to do it with actual documentary. Look at this. This is way before John Ogilvy. Colombianos, how come you don't show this shit? Or is your negra wife going to leave you in case you don't keep pushing that bullshit? Is that what's going on? Look at this. Look at this guy. Does he look like an African American to you? No, he looks like me. Let me guess. These guys look like African Americans, right? Oh, that's right. Look at their hair. It looks like woolly, bro. So they'll take this picture and ignore the other ones. Right? Isn't this what they say and use when they so claim that they were in Europe? They have a little bit of a round hair, and all of a sudden now they're African Americans. Right? No, Ethiopians, What's going on here? Brown people. Does he look like an African American, so-called, or an African with an American experience that love to vote for Trump because the white man is always their daddy? Is this what you're about? How is this any different than the sister that you guys were selling right there? You see how she looks like us? See? And who's selling our sister? It ain't a white man. It's a fucking negro. What are y'all talking about? Why fake the funk? Oh, like the Willie Lynch mean? You want us to believe that bullshit too? Where are the negros in these pictures? I'm still waiting. They look like us. And you know, when I'm in the sun, I could get brown like that too. I got brothers that are brown like that too. Here's what I think, to be honest with you. The brother had asked me about the 7 capes, right? I think it has something to do with this. Anyways, you know, just a little quick point. Inflorescence, it says, the mode of development and arrangement of flowers on the stem. The flowering stem with all its parts, also a flower cluster or sometimes a celerity flower. As you know from the books I've shared with y'all, that we had a very intricate ability to make designs out of flower petals. Anyways, that's not the point. The forming and unfolding of the blossom, the Latin influence to begin to blossom, from Latin Florence to begin to bloom. A brother was asking about the 7 caves. I think it has something to do with the 7 branches. I think, but I can't confirm it. More pictures before we go? How come they don't show this here? Oh, the Olmec cat. The Olmec cat. Well, what about this? Does he look like an African? Oh, okay. He looks like an African? Is that you guys? Here we see, although they look African to you? They look African? A man dressed as an eagle fighting the Spaniards that are not white and blonde. Tenochtitlan. Are these guys Africans? Look at their hair. That's like the intro I have. By the way, that company from CBS, that John Luziago, whatever, they use my intro. Technically, it's not mine. Somebody provided it for me, but the only way they get that is through me or him. And I couldn't have been him. So they had to have seen it in my channel. Because there's nowhere else you can find it. And trust and believe that. But anyways, let's continue. So here we see Spaniards. Dark ones too. Right? Not just white. But here we see us. But do we look like Africans? What about this right here? Do these guys look like Africans? How about this one? Do these guys look like Africans? Stop the cat, man. Stop playing around. Stop trying to look at the helmet cat. Look at you got a big fake fat dip. That's it? That's it. That's all you got. Just pictures? Well, I mean, in that case, I could use the same. Look. Hey, why don't I go and say this is Africa, actually? This is actually Africa. It's not America. This is Africa. So we're the originals of Africa. It'd be pretty stupid, huh? Plus, I wouldn't want to be from there because I'm not from there. And there's no comparison. America is way much better than Africa. So shut your asses up. We don't want nothing from there. But once again, look, this is like that dude, Mighty Guy. It looks like him. He's saying that he's an African American? What's going on, Fopies? What's going on? Y'all really like licked the nutsacks of Culamiados, bro. Look at this. This is not Africans. This is our people who have brown skin. And when you're outside all the time, you are going to develop brown skin. And you don't see them being black, like the hair in their head. They're brown. There goes Malinche and shit. Fucking sell out. Anyways. Think, oh yeah, real quick. Just from Cranium. Mr. Morton in 1838, I believe. A copper-colored skin has been assumed by most writers as characteristics distinction of the Americans, who have hence been called copper-colored race. The investigation of Dr. McCullough satisfactorily proved that this designation is wholly inapplicable to the Americans as a race, meaning us, and that it is more a characteristic of some other and very remote nation, like you West Africans. The error has obviously arisen from the habitual use among many tribes of red paint, by the way, to a brown skin, just like the picture we saw, which occasions a copper hue, like the picture we saw. So that means it's influenced. We're not naturally brown like that all the time. We influence it because our skin allows it. You see, when you're white like Donald Trump, or when you're blackety black like Wesley Snipes, you don't have that flexibility because you don't have the DNA complexity that we do. That's the tribe of Shem, motherfuckers. Stick to Hamites. Trust me, you'll be better. Humboldt declares that the denomination of copper-colored man could never have originated in the equinoctial region to designate the Americans. And I can further testify that among the individuals of many different tribes that have come under my observation, I have never seen a copper-colored man. We consider, therefore, says Dr. McCullough, that the color of the American Indian in general is brown, differing in intensity with various tribes according to the various localities. But it is almost impossible to say that the brown color principally resembles. The cinnamon is, in my apprehension, the nearest approach to it. though still too inaccurate for general comparisons. Why? Because there's like an orange hue to us. It fully coincides, in my opinion, with Mr. McCauley, and I believe in him, with him, to no epithet derivable from the color of the skin, so correctly designates the American collectively as that of the brown race. Brown like us, lion skin. You see, that's why I keep telling y'all the tribe of Judah ain't Negroes. That's fucking dumb for you guys to think that Negroes are the tribe of Judah, bro, because they told you. They're not. Trust me, there's a scripture that says, and hey, matter of fact, I'll show you real quick. I'll show you. I wasn't going to bring Bible today, but I'll show you. Para que vean, güeyes. And I welcome any one of you so-called West Africans that claim to be Judites, and I'll prove to you that you're not. I'll prove it to you. You think I'm lying? I'm not. Give me a second. Let's see what I was looking for. Here, check this out. What scripture did I have in mind? Hold on a second. Let me remember. Matter of fact, let me continue because I just lost the train of thought on that one. Anyway, so we see this here, right? And by the way, you guys keep saying, oh, like wool, like lamb. You see that wool right there? It's not curly, dumbass. It's straight. Well, that's the kind of lambs that are in that region. That kind of color. So now, check this out. I don't remember the book, but I grabbed it anyways. The natural complexion is a copper color or orange tawny, and their eyes brown, as naturally black as jet. They use no art to deepen the color either of their eyebrows or the hair of their head, but they dub it with oil to make it shine. Not Jerry Curl Juice research guy. They ain't no let your soul glow coming back to America, stupid ass. This is to like shine, not to get the naps to get curly. For like other Indians, they anoint themselves all over, whether for beauty to make the skin smooth, sleek, or to supple it and keep it from parching, or to hinder too much precipitation in his hot country. I not know. There is one complexion so singular among the sort of people in this country that I never saw nor heard of any like them in any part of the world. What the hell? He's saying that he's never seen people like us ever before. But you're saying that when they got here, that they saw Africans. Hit the fucking link. Somebody explain this shit to me. Somebody that's so-called African with an American experience claiming to be native. Please hit the link. Y'all claim to be lions. Well, fucking show me then. Because you got one right here for sure. There's one complexion so singular among them. Then it said, let me continue. I'll skip the because I just read that. The account will seem strange, but any privateer who have gone over the Isthmus must have seen them and can attest to the main of what I am going to relate, though few have the opportunity of so particular an information about these people as I have. They are white. Hold on, they're white. Hey, Fopi, they're white. Hotep, research guide. Culomiados, they're white. And there are some of them both sexes. Yet there are but few of them in comparison of the copper colored, possibly but 1 or 2 or 300. They differ from the Indians chiefly in respect of color, though not in that only. Their skins are not as such as white as those of the fair people among Europeans, with some tincture of blush or sanguine complexion, meaning like my family, like my kids, even though they have light skin, they still got that color hue, that little nice little pink, little nice brown pink, a little reddish shit. Neither yet in their complexion like the other pale people, but this rather a milk white, like my son, lighter than the color of any European, like my son, and much like the white of a horse, like my son, but still with that hue where he can have kids that look brown like his brothers or sisters. But this is further remarkable in them. Exactly. The complexity of the blood of Shem can make white, brown, or dark skinned people. That their bodies are beset all over, more or less with fine, short, white milk down, which adds to the whiteness of their skin. For they are not so thickest with this down, especially in the cheeks and forehead. Now, this is in Spanish, again, confirming how, we looked a certain way, the skin tone. Now, these people are like, I'm blackity black, and Joe 30, I'm black like the crown, I'm black. Like I'm black and comely, like I'm sexy, yo. Like they say, they try to make Solomon like he's fucking gay, dude. Like black folks are trying to make Solomon like he's gay, like he's a perverted, schizophrenic gay dude that masturbates with himself. Because what they're saying is wisdom, like Songs of Solomon 1 and 5, is that that's Solomon saying that he's looking at himself, he's sexy, he's hot, he's brown, and he's beautiful, and all this fucking yo, why are you trying to make him like P. Diddy, bro? That shit is so it can't. Sodom and Gomorrah is so installed in you. So now let's finish it with this, because I'm gonna be done with this right there, and I'm gonna give you guys like 10 minutes of music, and that's it. This is from a book I got. Let me read it, because it says that we weren't of every variety, but we had a particular color. So what color did we seem like? The color of lions, like the lion's mane. Judah, wake the fuck up. Era esta gente de mediana estatura, bien proporcionado, las caras no muy hermosas por tenerlas anchas, like round heads like me. La color o el color de la carne, de la piel, tira a rubia. A little bit of like yellowish and little reddish and shit like that. Como los pelos de león. Hey. Cállate. It says here that el color de la carne tira como rubio, como los pelos de león. De manera que hacer y andar vestidos serían poco menos blancos que nosotros.
¡Viva México, cabrones! Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Anyway, so with all that said, family, that's all I got for y'all, other than these little videos, and that's it. Let's go. By the way, I know I did a late class today. I hope you guys can enjoy it, in your own private time and shit. I probably was a little aggressive today. I apologize, but you want to know something? After everything I've been fucking hearing, man, I'm sick of that shit. Let's go.
Mexican work ethic. They know that we work hard and then we give it our all. Oh, who can I call that I can pay less, but I know they'll do a good job?
I'm glad you brought that up. The hardworking Mexican work ethic.
Right.
Did that make sense? They're not going to give me an easy gig. They're going to give me the hardest work for the littlest pay.
Right.
And also, if you're a Latino that says stop complaining, fuck you.
Yeah. Hey, that's why I say fuck you too. I know you don't like my talk, family. I don't care, honestly, man. Look, I tried to be here. I'll be real with you. When I first started this channel, this is the way I talk. And I had a couple brothers that are like, no, you shouldn't talk that way, dude, because you know what I mean? You're not going to attract a lot of people. So I was like, I'll be nicer. I'll clean up my words and shit. But you want to know something? 2 years and only about 500 of you even care about this fucking channel. So I'm not going to watch my shit. I'm just going to be at least in that sense, I'm going to be me. Not that I wasn't me. I just, at least on that sense, I'm going to be me. Because a lot of brothers that talk to me, they know that this is how I talk. And I'm not offensive or being an asshole. That's así hablamos, güey. You know what I mean? Anyways, check this out. That's what I'm trying to tell you, family. Wake the hell up, man, because we got brothers and sisters that are suffering just like us somewhere else. Why is it so similar that they know how to ride horses and we know how to ride horses? Pay attention. By the way, good night. Enjoy the music.
Bestias brutas, la excepción no será ahora. Cuando sube al pie al estribo, el caballo se... He domado bestias brutas.
right, so let me close this up real quick. I hope you guys jotted that shit down because it's I hope I didn't miss anything, man. I really hope I didn't. I think I covered what I needed to cover. Hold on a second here. I gotta play some of this stuff. This is for the not that. This is because, you know what I'm saying, to remind y'all, bro. I know that a lot of times, I know that when we came, or at least some of us that came to this north part of the country, some of us were put in a position where we're kind of embarrassed of being proud of who we were, like everything about us, our music or our taste, like they didn't like it. Now, me particularly, I don't like the wording of like the new banda music, but I like the instruments because me personally, I like to sing. So I love music, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to play our shit. Maybe some of you guys don't like the music or the words, but that's not the point. It's the purpose. Y'all have to fall in love with our people once again, man. They took that love from us. Appreciate everything about us. Everything. From the way we are, the way we talk, the food we make, the way we just deal with each other. Even if it's good or bad, just appreciate our families. Have a good night, man. I love y'all.
Su puta madre. A mí si me mandan los humanos les hago un cagadero caliente. Aquí no está pelada, yo ando y cuido a los jefes.
La paciencia no es lo mío, yo le rezo al diablo y también a la muerte. No más unos cuantos saben, a mí me gusta la cerveza caliente.
Me gustan los carros de velocidad, la neta no hay dos como el Shelby. A la orden de Archibaldo maneamos todo el que se ponga renuente.
Sin tener que ir a volar mi piloto y un baby por las nubes siempre. Cuando ando en la calle cargo equipo y a mi compadre chambeando al frente.
Si no quieres no, si no quieres no, pónganse bien verga, si ando en el sector.
El pelo largo y con un reloj de diamantes finos, si no quieres no.
Échale con panetón, con su puta madre.
Si no quieres no, jales la greña. Con la sangre fría, los nervios al tiro y fumando mi gente. Ahí me ven en la capi, siempre bien pendiente.
Montado en la laminada pa' que los tiros pura verga nos entren. Puro comanche bravo, no la piensan dos veces. Y pa' mencionar, siempre anda el millón. Una güera y una prieta, no la jueguen mucho que sacó el dragón. Si no es de uva, que sea de coco, pero que sea lavada. Si no quieres no,
si no quieres no, si no quieres no. Nos ven en vergüenza por el sin control.
El pelo largo y en un chellenón. Trae los vidrios duros y adentro un tosto. Un baño y luego me pongo a forjar. Es veneno, da para arriba de muy buena calidad.
Los teléfonos no paran nunca de sonar. Si tienes alguna plebita es porque un cliente quiere más.
Y bien forrados los paquetes van. No hay pendiente, no puedo fallar. Siempre estoy listo para cruzar. polvo, ruedas y también cristal.
Ya que el papelito viene y va, las morritas bien locas se van. Disfrutamos bien o mal, de esta vida no me voy a quejar. Y bien jalados con la doble P, los corridos tumbados. Así nomás, viejo. Con las Valenciaga, corridos bien verga sonaba, las morritas muy bien bailaban, y yo ando silver eleve.
Siento que ando volando ya, carnal, de aquí nunca nos vamos a quejar. ¿Para qué vamos a voltear para atrás? ¿Qué pedo yo le voy a atorar?
Bien forrados los paquetes van, no hay pendientes, no puedo fallar. Siempre estoy listo para cruzar, polvo, ruedas y también cristal.
Y bien forrados los paquetes va, no hay pendiente, no puedo fallar. Siempre estoy listo para cruzar, polvo, ruedas y también cristal. Más que claro, por más que busquen, no me han hallado. Rápido es como me muevo yo.
Soy el belicón, el que no se mueve sin traer un convoy, el que de la cabina navega el control. 2019 claro les quedó
que aquí mando yo. Carros deportivos en mi colección, minimis, bazucas y kalashnikovs. Todos mis muchachos están al tento.
Le gusta la acción, con un buen cigarro me relajo yo, pero siempre al tanto en la corporación. Y supercargado traigo un gladiador para andar tranquilo. Y puro peso Roma, viejón. Ay, no.
Así nomás, compa Raúl Vega.
Esperando la orden del Señor.
Cumplo la misión, ropa deportiva de diseñador, en modo campaña como un marinol. Y si toca fiesta hacemos un fiestón.
Cuido mi sector, taco más blindado, bien ruge el motor. Las doble rodado traen el 50. Y mis enemigos me tienen pavor.
No veo el por qué no, aquí me despido, sigo en la labor. No quiero disturbios, quiero discreción. si la andan cagando se van pa'l panteón. Soy el bélico.
Un cochinero, pélate del cantón que este ya lo torcieron y písale al reflo que te vienen siguiendo. Se me nubló la mente y me chupas en seco. En el pecho mi cuerno, me convendí a San Judas, me patro un chaleco. Tiro arriba la Glock, nomás temblaba el dedo. Escucho un derrapón y los miro a lo lejos. Se vino la rafaguera, la lluvia de balas, en el vidrio varias impactadas. Me metí en la polvadera y en aquella brecha la cherocona se les pelaba. No fue necesario el rifle, me les perdí entre las brechas. Y no más por el desquite atoré una avioneta llena. Hoy estamos los que estamos y mañana ya que sea lo que Dios quiera. Y ahí nomás pa' que sepan cómo roza la cadena, viejo. Víctor Sirian. Conocieron el miedo cuando miraron que el 4 no fue certero. Por ahí supe que varios hasta se escondieron. Ya no bastó el perdón, a su acción se atuvieron. Un convoy del infierno, puro cara de trapo y vamos tras el dedo. Las traiciones se pagan pero con San Pedro. Quiso encender el fuego y quemados se fueron. Le caí a la madriguera donde aquella lacra con rifles y equipos me esperaba. Se vino la rafaguera, 3 balas en el pecho del enemigo me impactaba. Con fuerzas detoné el rifle, anótenme 5 a la cuenta. De esta no pude librar, la cosecha es lo que uno siembra. Pues para morir nacimos y el que tenga miedo mejor que no venga.
Cuando por las noches recordaba todo, el olor de aquel perfume, sobre todo las sábanas blancas donde te escondías dentro. Eres intocable como joya de oro, esas piernas largas comerme yo solo, y tus ojos grandes me perdí en un laberinto. Y pensar que tú ya no vas a estar, pasará, solito me dejará intentar. Solo un beso y tú te vas de mi vida. Como tú no hay nadie más, no hay nadie más. Si te sientes sola, no me llames, porfa. Me pongo sensible, imagino tu sombra. Clase azul es el tequila, e interior la ropa. Licor la champaña, el polvo es color rosa. Me contacta un ángel, eres tú mi hermosa, la que me alegra los días y sigo tomando. Y pensar que tú ya no vas a estar, pasará, solito me dejarás intentar. Solo un beso y tú te vas de mi vida. Como tú no hay nadie más, no hay nadie más.
¿Qué le parece esa morra? La que anda bailando sola. Me gusta pa' mí.
Bella, ella sabe que está buena, que todos andan mirándola como baila.
Me acerco y le tiro todo un verbo. Tomamos tragos sin pero, solo tentación.
Le dije, voy a conquistar tu familia, que en unos días vas a ser mía.
Me dijo que estoy muy loco, pero le gusta que ningún vato como yo actúe.
te va, mija. Y por la doble P, viejo.
Así nomás, compa Pedro, puro eslabón armado. A las plebitas. No soy un vato que tiene varo, pero hablando del corazón te cumplo todo.
Me agarro pegadito de su mano, mi compa ni se la creyó, que al pasar fue yo.
Su cuerpo, juro por Dios que era tan perfecta, su cinturita como modelo.
Sus ojos desde el principio me enamoraron, a ella le gusto y a mí me gusta.
Mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido, siempre ando bien juido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, yo defiendo mi tierra, no me dejo de nadie, yo cuido a los míos, mi raza se aferra. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Me voy tendido, me voy empinando mi bote, un poco mareado por la bebida y el borlote, me tiene hasta la riata la gente con su mitote, pero me despreocupo, me pelan todo el garrote, me para la chota, ya es por mi apariencia, que hay tantos delitos, que hay tanta demencia, yo no cargo nada, no más mi presencia, pinche puerco joto, atente a las consecuencias, si no topa el boy en breve nos para en la calle, no puede salir uno homie porque ya hay detalle, no quiere que conteste, quiere que yo solo calle, quiere mi dinero pero que chinga su madre, a la dica este sistema nos quieren ver abajo, pero tumbar gente quien les dijo que es trabajo, puro chingar al indio, váyanse mucho al carajo, loco no me rajo, lo bueno porque
se armó la alianza más pesada del país, todo el mundo ya conoce las rimas de estos MCs, pa' ponerme más feliz, unos paisas de hachís, mis paisas en el gabacho bien truchas con la polis, loco en Guanajuato con los ojos bien tumbados, de coto con el quesada, rifando por todos lados, atentos si prendo un blunt, en cabina cuando grabo, represento Nuevo León, junto a mi carnal el Davo, cuando voy pa' Jalisco el pasado está olvidado, con el perro de la C bien grifo pedo y enfiestado, chécate mi banderón, unido como había soñado, bien bajado ese balón, compa Lefty bien bajado, puro hip hop mexa, hasta que amanezca, pásenme un mezcal y que no se apague la yesca, ya saben que aquí andamos pilas pa' lo que se ofrezca, si escribo estas rimas es pa' que se enorgullezca.
Verde marihuana, blanca cocaína, roja la sangre que escurre de una nueva herida. Yo salí de la ruina, nunca se me olvida. Con disciplina y respeto sigo en siempre la movida. Ando bien high, la vida es un freestyle. Disfruta lo que hay, vivo entre el bien y el mal, carnal. Crazy life todo el día, vienda live. Pinto tu barda con spray, lo que canto es real. Azules y rojas las sirenas que me persiguen. No suben pa' la virgen, salen todos cuando chifle. Mi barrio no lo pisen, que andamos todos grises. Maldito policía, no quiero que me revises. Prende la mota en Canala o en Hitter. Ando con mi flota y el dealer. Tenemos lo que se te ofrezca, tú nada más pide. Me dijo mi madre que de la envidia me cuide. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quemo afuera.
Ya, ábranse cabrones, llegó el mexicano partiendo sin necesidad de palancas. Todos jugamos en la misma liga, yo soy titular, tú ves desde la banca. Disfruto cada cosa que me pasa, colaboro y mi carrera se levanta. El mismo cabrón que antes no tenía nada, se la pasa viajando y dice que canta. Por eso me caga enfermarme de la garganta. Pero aguanta, traigo mata natural y humo de planta. 2, 3 cabrones dando lata y yo haciendo más plata. De esto la vida se trata y pa' que sepas no es barata. MC Davo los desbarata con cada escalón que sube. Yo tuve la suerte de hacerme fama en YouTube. Hay 2, 3 raperos de antaño que me bajé de su nube. Los mandé pa' su casa y de premio hasta les pagué el Uber. Si alguien me tira es porque sabe bien que domino el negocio y quiere de mi parte. No quiero darlas de grande, pero si me tiras la neta me toca humillarte. Soy capitán, llevo el estandarte. Somos muy pocos los que hacemos arte. Este flow si es de Marte, tú dale like y comparte.
México lindo y bandido, diario a Diosito le pido que me cuide a la familia si un día el cora ya no late. Estoy bendecido porque me cuidan los míos. Orgullosamente me exatamos locos de remate. Jaque mate, no hable de volar si viene gateando. La cosa por la frontera se pone violenta, no importa el rango. Toda la raza jalándole duro, si hay algo seguro es la muerte en donde ando. Sudor y la sangre en la frente, los de alzada controlando. Se roban la atención, ya saben quiénes son. Vatos locos con sazón como el de un corridón. No quiera tomarme el pelo si ando todo pelón. Levantando la bandera, viva México cabrón.
Es el perrito de la selva. La bandera con un águila, Simón, mi tierra es esta. Me vale si mi piel o si mi acento les molesta. Acá jalan horas extras, nunca duermen la siesta. Están los que van pa'l jale y los que la viven de fiesta. Otros que en el pintón se tatúan de corazón. 3 colores en el pecho, morirían por su nación. Aunque su puto gobierno los puso en la situación de no terminar la escuela y terminar en la prisión. ¡Viva México, ladrones! ¿Qué hubo el expresidente? Ya saben que por mí policías chinguen a 20. Y ahí están mis 20 pa' la cagua. Aguas, que es tierra caliente de Chiapas hasta Chihuahua. Wow, 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 yipi yo, yipi yucas. Buenas Montequín, Aguas, Tijuas y San Lucas. San Luis Potoyes, Mataulipas, La Puebluca. Dime si o no loco, acá tienen lo que buscas.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Puro hip hop mexa perros 2023.
Ey yo, ey yo.
Somos la santa carnal.
Los machidones de la plaza.
Oye, DJ Dundeque en los scratches. Desde alzada, mi perro. No saben quién soy o sí. Oye.
Viva México, cabrones.
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber?
¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Eleve mi level con un label y un Faber Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis abuelos que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle tacoplón. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sea Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, soplum. Nero Luis, man, desde Peña, a la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente.
Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, tiene que respetar. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nada le duele, ya nada es igual. Tienes que respetar, si yo soy tu papá, Cinco mob, negro. Cinco mob, nigga. Nero Luigi, man. Incas mob, It's money gang, gang, gang,
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor intérprete que parido de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon del clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no soy el patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Rey y papá. El Nero Luigi Black Mental, hip hop peruano. Rasgo en la maldita base. Yo, yo, yo.
Muero porque toques el cielo, pero no el suelo, así que créetelo. Quítate el velo velozmente, bro. Vívete tu sueño, pero despierta a la hora que toca. Esa hora, motherfucker, wake up.
Yo me meo en tu cubata antes. Bebo matar ratas con tan. Voy al bosque a lo Tarzán mientras enlazan. Fraternidad en casa con su polo colister a estrenar. Se han dejado en el desván su pensar un mar de ideas. Con grandes ideas ardiendo en chimeneas antiguas. Ríe Dios al ver que te santiguas. Su mente y su luz son ambiguas como mi voz. Lo que para ti es un don, para mí una misión fija. Mis versos son de ninja, tu poesía va fija. Pero se fijan que hay más allá del grisel. La matriz hipnotiza, mi energía usa trizas. Yo en mi nave nodriza, comiendo pizza con piña, moldeo taroides, córtices. Con mi mente arborescente, junto con Isis y Milos. Para creer pegasos en nace, pero cánticos lemurianos me hacen sentir como en mi hogar. La noche se avecina y se afilan colmillos de vampiras psíquicas. Frecuencias del malestar las alimentan. Nuestro deber es tenerlas raquíticas. Bazooka espacial enlatada con la función del sol central, causando desinformaciones bíblicas. Todo lo existente es relativo, o al menos la materia que te describo. Soy antipersonas como las minas y mino. La moral del que venga a negar lo que digo, con la mira puesta en su ombligo. Si me retiro del partido, que sea como Figo. Conocidos en me la pela en verdad. Si en mi barrio me conocen más que tú a tu enamorada. No hay payasos, solo en anémonas. Gárgola, Andrómeda eres. Conserva tus células primigenias o no podrás volar. El virus se llevó a unos cuantos, pero llegó a más. Se elevó el más a la opulencia. Digo, ¿quién te ande bajo el Satanás en el espejo? Jesucristo, la conciencia del flash. La tierra y su paz están vibrando. Los sentimientos son la trampa que están manejando. Los hilos de los cuales tú y tu ego estáis medio colgando. No es que yo sea un superdotado, ni tú un tonto. Solo lo que tú sabes de mierda yo sobre el cosmos. Que lo estudio y profundamente sano me lo tomo. Si no ya hubiera ido a visitar al doctor, porque no soy devoto, mucho menos un santo. Yo jamás voto, pero dale que asalto. Cuando en verdad sé que tendría que sudarme todo la polla, pero pienso que hay que vivir por algo. Que en el letargo cure lo enfermo. Sabor amargo, remedio eterno. Me pregunto a toda esa gente que le he hecho y canalizo desde el cielo un verbo al cielo. Con la fe, ajá, la promoción lunática, na 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 na, ey, ey. Pregunta dónde se quedó, pregunta cuándo fue que la muerte por su casa pasó, pregunta por su vida y mira su cuerpo tiro en la mitad de la cabeza y se pregunta si es su muerto más si la muerte vino por él, llevándose alegría. A su hermana la puedes ver llorando todavía. Todos se preguntan quién, pero nadie puede responder hasta que pega el fierro en la mano del muerto. Ahora es un fantasma que vive pintado en una pared, el mismo que anda penando en el barrio. No está tranquilo porque caminando con otro la ve, por la que se mató sin pensarlo bien. ¿Y para dónde es que se va? Cuando por una tonta razón se van aquellos que más quieres. Pregunto para dónde irán. Es uno menos en el barrio y uno más para el recuerdo. De pocos a pocos mi gente se desvanece, pero casi siempre son los que no lo merecen. La muerte de un inocente lo sabe la gente, pero nadie dice que se lo llevó. Se rompe un corazón, lágrimas de madre, sangre en sus manos y no lo comprende el padre. Recuerda que la vida no tiene un valor y grita al cielo, mejor recógeme a mi Señor. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente tu recuerdo en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que la muerte ahora está presente. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente tu recuerdo en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que la muerte ahora está presente.
Dime dónde están los que desaparecieron, los que no volvieron, los que de uniforme se vistieron. ¿Dónde están los que ya no están del soldado Juan, que una bala traspasó su cuerpo con el ruido de una? Son historias como mi prima Gloria, que su cuerpo no aparece pero queda su memoria. Niña de 5 años que su aliento ya es agónico, encuentra el cuerpo pero envuelto está en periódicos. La vida es una tumba que la suerte te depara, la muerte está en la mano de aquel hombre que dispara. Padre que espera a su hijo que vive en la urbe, pero al día siguiente lo recogerá en la morgue. Se cuentan horas, días y también los calendarios. Primo, nadie sabe si caerás en cementerios, como mi amigo Mario que jugaba a ser sicario, hasta mató a su hermano y lo tomó como algo serio. Se cuentan horas, días y también las estadísticas. Para la policía un expediente más en balística. La lista aumenta y también el desenfreno, como aquel niño que golpeado en el hogar se siente ajeno. Le pone freno y toma la decisión, sacando la pistola de su padre en el cajón. Su lápida ahora pinta: hijo mío te queremos, y la muerte nos permite algún día nos veremos.
Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente tu recuerdo en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, y es que el amor de ahora está presente. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente tu recuerdo en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, y es que el amor de ahora está presente.
¿Dónde van? ¿Dónde? Dime dónde van las almas que se pierden en el camino de la vida. ¿Dónde van? Dime dónde van. Se detienen pulsos, otros por impulsos para el diván. Penas que se cuentan en la esquina, cuidado con la neblina que la muerte se avecina por la acera.
Joven estudiante muere en una balacera.
Otro lío de pandillas que en el diario aparecerá. La vida se desaparece como el humo de un cigarro. Loco disparando desde un carro. Otra vida que se pierde bajo el cielo gris. No se puede ser feliz cuando gente muere en un desliz. Como Marco que soñaba con ser narco, viajar en barco y olvidarse de las penas en su cuarto. Pero cada vez que parcha ya se siente harto, y su corazón marchito marcha para el infarto. Almas en oferta como Berta, que se acuesta en una cama pero en otra se despierta. Son 14 años y ya perdió la niñez. Se desaparece un viernes y no regresa en 2 o 3. Coleccionando amores, sin importancia a los rumores. Malos menores, sin temores y sin valores. Deambulando en cada city, con el futuro a convertirse en un graffiti.
Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente tu recuerdo en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que el amor de ahora está presente. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente tu recuerdo en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que el amor de ahora está presente.
Yeah, man. Respect and love from the world, nigga. Show them. You nigga on a microphone. Can't vaya a the number 15. Rock you in the studio. Bomba, claro. ¿De qué manera sufre el alma cuando alguien se va? No hay medicina que cure esa larga enfermedad. La vitamina de la vida en esta sociedad es tan divina que por nombre tiene libertad. Libérate de la mentira que está por llegar. Mide tu orgullo antes de empezar a hablar. Cierra la puerta a quien no merezca entrar, porque hay mucho que se fue y sueña con regresar. Hablemos en silencio y así no me mentirás. El poder de la palabra muere cuando hablan de más. No me fío de oraciones que se dicen por detrás. Si me miras a los ojos no te mentiré jamás. Que besar por besar es jugar por jugar. Y vivir sin amor es vivir sin amar. Solo queda la fe, solo queda soñar. Ponte de pie, ready para luchar. Some love, I can just smoke and there are some love them. I can just smoke and there are some love. I remember no fire, no burn. Ribby dead. Cali with a mama soul, yeah. ¿De cuánto tiempo hablamos cuando hablamos de querer? Si la mitad lo malgastamos solo en comprender. ¿De qué manera es más fácil aprender? Que nacemos para ganar y morimos al perder. No puedo dejar de animarte, que cuando te caigas debes levantarte. Llegué para contarte que no todo artista muere por su arte. Traigo el honor de un humano con valor que utiliza poesía para respirar mejor. Escribo prosa para vengar al amor y recuerda aquella rosa que tiraron al contenedor. ¿Dónde se quedó el amor? Hey, que no vaya sitio on no microphone forever never. Tell me, roll some love. I can just smoke and the light. Some love them. I Rastafari my life. Some love. I remember no fire, no burn. Ribby dead. I live with a I'm a soldier. Reggae man, I'm a warrior. Warrior, yeah. Not I really think. Oh, yeah, man. Y se piensa que la música es un juego, lo lleva claro, hermano. Desde España, internacional, bomba, claque, un Lego. Not really easy. No, no, no. Pure nigga on a microphone. Hey, tell us what. Tell us anything. Tell if I'm a rasta, feeling on my sin. Hey, more love.
Quedan todos cordialmente invitados a esta frejolada bailable con su gatazo encima. Chicos, a lavarse la mano que llegó la hora del bitute. Ya es la hora del bitute. No quiero que nada me preocupe. Deja que mi gente joda baile se disfrute. Que estamos comiendo turrón en matute. Súper, baja rapero. Esto es pa' que te quites el sombrero. El rey de la plaza la dama el tablero. Lero, a que no me quema candelero. Ey, esto se va a prender. Creo que ya se prendió. Eso que me tira solo, eso me tira a mí, no me inspira. Mis ojos no miran lo que me quito. Y esto se va a prender. Creo que ya se prendió. Apute dispare, que no hay que me pare. Y esto que se vayan a la concha, suma que los parió. Y tú me dices si quieres tu chongo. Que en esta banda soy quien toque el bombo. Ando como un combo de sambo, yo siempre la rompo. Cuellito para atrás y moviendo la sombra. Como rompe cadena. Toma, gasta la suela. Como dejemos la pena. Toma. Zumba mi negro, zumba mi negra. Mueve ese cuerpo, mueve la cadera. Zumba mi negro, zumba mi negra. Yo rompo la casa, tú me esperas afuera. Vamos ahí, vamos allá. Sky, hora de bajada de Richie Ray. Los parto estos vagos en un goreplay. En modo fly, vine a romper en estilo Shota sin Mary Jane. Ey, esa es mi ley. Llegó la que rompe bocas peruviando un play. 14 años siendo mi bitute, no lo niegues que me avistute. Demasiado léxico sin copiar México, sin joder escalio sagrado y de nadie me fijo. A sentarse hijos que la chola dijo. Denme competencia, los desvalijo. Ya estamos de vuelta. Entro peligrosa como Muay Thai, como ventarrón que paga laitas. Delante mío quien puso el arca, venga pa' acá, si no está acá, te queda atrás. Como Don José y como el Chinchano, papi. Traigo rimas fila pa' que en contra mí. Las puse en el mapa y siguen siendo funny, pero en esto ninguna me iguala a mí. Rompe boca, cero fucking movies.
John Capero, nigga. Ajá, el micrófono está bendito. John Capero apareció. Checo el gordo tiene jarana, cosa que el ritmo lo pongo yo, el estilo lo pongo yo, la sabrosura la pongo yo. A la baby le digo sí, a los haters le digo fuck. Esto soy purita cepa, mira esta pepa, Music Selection, original y buena cosecha. Tú no me llegas ni Spanish version, mi nica estoy de collection. Mi azúcar pa' toda la nation, tus causitas son puro floro y los míos son puros hechos. Impacto cuando redacto, yo tengo el tacto y el ritmo exacto. Música buena y un flow que quema, purita crema la que reparto. Los huevos chicos y la boca grande son cualidades de los cobardes. Mi estilo quema, tu envidia arde. Este es mi tiempo, tú ya vas tarde. Even OD, John Capero, nigga.
Con un beat que se escucha pulenta, ese FX dándole buena pinta. Se juntaron con el black cimenta, la cae con la print, la purita se pita. Aquel puro perucho que bueno, no le meten mano el producto peruano. Y sonamos la palma mientras que bailamos. Tenemos el ritmo porque disfrutamos, somos lo que somos. Los negros, los cholos, hermanos criollos, serrano y oyente. El Perú es su diversidad de gente. A lo mío yo voy porque lo represento. Y quien esté mordido se pasa en un cuento, ya sabe quién soy. La original Ruyan metiendo sazón. ¿Por qué te hablas tanto de la música que vendo si yo salgo desde abajo y por nadie me detengo? Pasaron los años pero igual yo me mantengo. Tanto talento que tengo me vengo. Please, se enterra como pay attention. Tengo la original combination. Esto es para que aprenda la lección. Inyección de la positiva vibration. Addiction spur. Yo, esta es la Prince. Oh, yo, con el Irving la cae. El black mental. One session. La rompe boca. Cero movies. Cero fucking movies.
Even OD, John Capero, nigga. Cañete purita cepa.
que la chimaita de Plaza de Kings. One sesh, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, man, real bomba clock and I set the volume 8. This is the music from the my niggas. Yeah, man. Oh, ribby damn, ribby damn. Hey, hey. La 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 la. You man a tribute for Black Uhuru Ray. Hey, hey, hey. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Por soñar soñé que todo cambiaría, por pensar pensé, luchar a sangre fría sin perder la fe, viviendo el día a día, más con sentimiento que marcó mi sinfonía. Darle pan al que no puede comer, darle bendición al que sepa renacer. 3000 errores solemos cometer, pero solo un gran hombre lo sabrá reconocer. Y me di cuenta hoy de tantas cosas, algunas crudas, otras bastante hermosas. Son los más sabios, personas poderosas, no aquellos bastardos que destrozan nuestras prosas. Es la perdición, mala situación de manchar tu corazón por tu mala acción. Dame una razón para darte mi perdón. Siento que tu alma se consume como el humor esteblón. Derramo poesía, arte mensajero que reclamo cada día. Pretendo ser sincero, más comparto mi alegría con todo caballero que mantenga la presión cuando andamos bajo cero. Sentimientos perdidos con calma, malos actos mancharon tu alma. No pide perdón quien dispara el arma, no sabe que un ladrón se bate con el karma. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Wanna can your respect from Volume 8. My niggas on Volume 8, this is key on the studio respect. Alright, alright, alright. Bad boy kills, criminal of soul and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this, bad boy kills, criminal of soul and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this, bad boy kills, criminal of soul and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Oh. La 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 la. When I got just smoking from the studio of the on. And when I can just your nigga on the floor. When I live a sound. Hold him, ah. Bye bye rhythm, bye bye sound in
Yeah. Oye, es nada más y nada menos que el motherfucker Blasphemite de Plaza de Kings. Estos bebés son Big Papo, dude. No sean rebeldes, deja el rebel. Yo no me quede, yo me hospede junto a Belzebú. No me remete, plebe, no soy leve como tú. Si hay algo que no muere, eso es el hip hop Perú. Y petón, perico, te traje una chica perica. Atrás te voy a mostrar como dos monstruos rap trafican. No trate ni trepe, solo trote, señorita. Que tra, donde la sangre salpica. Se aplica, te explica, replica. ¿Pa' qué? Aplica, practica, suplica, con fe. A mi perro grita, yo lo mataré. Tu madre llora y canta la pared. Flow peregrina, chivolo propina, ina. Hacen base, mejor coja vaselina, no imagina mi vida fuera de una esquina. Yo solo quiero más chavos pa' comprar más chilindrinas. Gira, que somos puros animales rompiéndote todos los cristales. Repete señales que a ti no te sale. ¿Qué pasa, compadre? Somos naturales. Voy a llenar todas las editoriales. Rate de mi huevo pa' los tribunales. Tú eres un antianal, yo experto en artesanales. Yeah, se me afaga la cimuita, sopló.
Hey, Terco 92. B09 está en la casa, barrio. Escucha bien. Así se hace, Yo. Tengo problemas de actitud y poca paciencia. Hablo si me da la gana, nadie me silencia. No quieren aceptar que pa' muchos soy influencia. La voz de los barrios que llega a tocar tu conciencia. Yo sé que muchos quieren llegar a ser tendencia y hacen lo que sea sin pensar en las consecuencias. Es la diferencia, yo mantengo mi esencia y ustedes por pegar han cambiado hasta de apariencia. Y no es que lo diga yo, pero la gran evidencia es que cambian de personalidad con frecuencia. Y no son locos con inteligencia, solo quieren un poco de atención con insistencia. No presumo en nada, hago todo a mi conveniencia. Por eso te doy una sugerencia: conmigo no busquen competencia, que llevo 10 años ganándole a la vida y lo sabe la audiencia. La firme, que ocurrencia, ¿cómo pueden joder sin prudencia? No se dan cuenta que mi experiencia es a base de exigencia. Mi trabajo es con independencia y el de otros de un productor depende de su permanencia. Sigo firme en la resistencia, dándole más rap en el track hasta por correspondencia. Que muchos disques evolucionaron, no es coincidencia. El dinero y la fama hizo que pierdan su decencia. Terco 92, cuando quieras, donde quieras.
¿Cómo? Sí. He aprendido a sobrevivir de las maldades, comprendiendo que nada es como tú sabes. Pa' decir verdad la lucho a diario. No me critiques, no me justifico, siempre hago lo que predico. Soy de barrio y rico en talento. De una me sacan por mi forma de ser y mi acento en el yauca. Mi gente la está rompiendo por ser parte de este movimiento. Quiero saludar a las personas que nunca confiaron en mí, que hoy por hoy se paltean cuando me ven venir. Bye bye motherfuckers, en estas líneas bye bye a fluir. Déjate llevar como hay people in the street. Yo. Déjate llevar como hay people in the street. Hey, 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 oh, yeah, hey. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 es la torita aquí en la casa, primo.
Se ve tan mal cuando miras a otro lado, los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece se burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos no voy palpando, cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis
vientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mi lado tengo soldados fumando de su palulú. Y un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio, se matan vestidos de emporio. Y yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo. Y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, ey. Nunca se despidió de mí, ey.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trocolor tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición, como no voy a aprovechar los códigos que llegan, los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar.
Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.
Declaraciones.
Un poco sobreiluminado, sea bueno.
Sí, porque no puedo jugar.
El cielo es
Luego
nuestro.
levanto sol.
Y Cal, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa Mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.